Dope addicts are here.
If I had known, I would have brought, because this song always makes me want to, put on my day-glow wig and my thigh-high boots and my mini skirt, and then just dance and do the frug. I
didn't know you had a day-glow wig.
Yeah, like it's bright pink, and I have my thigh highs and my mini skirt, and I do the frug.
I think we all need to see that.
What the hell? Why? I mean, geez, there's so many birthdays in the music today. I mean, it's a mama's birthday today.
A mama?
A mama. It's not a papa's birthday. It's a mama's birthday. Cass Elliot. Mamas and the Papas.
Well, we could have maybe.
No,
it's a honey dripper's birthday.
She choked on a ham sandwich.
Actually, she was eating a ham sandwich. Then she went to sleep and aspirated on her own vomit.
That's
if you'd
what
like
it
to
was.
be,
I'm sorry.
Aspirated on her own vomit.
You can't dust for vomit.
Yeah, it's a honey dripper's birthday. Niles Rogers. It's
I
Rex.
could have played the honey drippers. That would have
Rex
been nice.
Smith.
Oh, Rex Smith.
You don't want to play "Take My Breath Away."
No.
Lita Ford.
Oh, we could have played that one song.
Yeah, whatever that was.
Kiss Me Deadly?
Yeah, Kiss Me Deadly. That's it. Jarvis Cocker's birthday.
Oh,
Pulp.
A lot of good ones.
Pulp. It's Tegan's birthday, but I think he's celebrating it with Sarah today.
They don't go anywhere without each other.
So I don't
We could have gone a lot of places.
Yeah. So.
Well, when I came in, Gina said it was Tweaky's birthday.
No.
I thought
What?
you said Tweaky.
I said Twiggy.
That was immediately where my brain went. But then she said it was Twiggy's birthday.
Supermodel, former supermodel, way before most of you were born. Supermodel Twiggy.
Twiggy.
You see, she was British, and they called her Twiggy because she was really thin, like a little twig. She could break like a.
And it's fun to have an excuse to play Twiggy Twiggy.
It was the whole Carnaby Street fashion.
It's perfectly reasonable explanation. She's 69 today, by the way.
That song, Twiggy Twiggy.
It's Twiggy versus
James Bond or something.
James
like that.
Bond or something like that.
Yeah,
was the whole title.
Yeah,
but it's most commonly referred to as Twiggy Twiggy.
Yes.
So now
Pizzicato 5.
Yeah, that's right, Pizzicato 5.
One of Ed Brass's favorite bands.
So now I need to have my Mill Creek coffee.
Well, stop everything so Bill can drink coffee. Stop the show.
Well, no, not just coffee, Gina. Don't say coffee so Bill can drink coffee. It's Mill Creek coffee.
It's worth stopping the show for, is what I'm saying.
Well, then say it. Then name it. You call it by its name.
Mill Creek coffee. Do you know what blend you're having today?
I believe it's the Kenya blend. It's Mill Creek Coffee Roasters, located right here in Salt Lake City. All right, I guess we ought to. Carrie's back. See that?
I'm glad I missed him.
It's not Twicky's birthday.
No. Tweaky. That was Buck Rogers' TV show.
Yeah.
That's what that's from.
Yeah.
Even older than Pizzicato 5.
Much older.
Yeah, but not as old as Twiggy. So we're still doing check-ins, Carrie.
We are?
It didn't go away
didn't
while
stop?
you were gone.
Did not go away.
I was hoping that I would have a gift when I got back.
Well, your gift is the Lantern Festival tickets that we're giving away to somebody that calls to check in.
877-602-9696. We had one day while you were gone, we didn't even have a prize, and people still checked in.
Really?
Yeah.
Fools.
I know. 877-602-9696. That's the number to call. Check into the Radio from Hell show. A random caller, checker-inner, will get tickets to that Lantern Festival where they launch all of those beautiful Chinese lanterns into the. I guess it's probably at night. Because if you did it in the day,
I would assume.
If you did it in the day, it wouldn't really be very spectacular, would it?
Not dramatic.
No.
Nope.
I mean, it'd still work. I think maybe they only work at night.
It's presented by Purple because life's too short to be uncomfortable.
So call 877-602-9696. Check in with the Radio from Hell show and answer this question in 3 words or less.
Right.
This one right here. What's the most important thing people need to know about you? The most important thing that people need to know about you in 3 words or less. Can you do it? 877-602-9696.
All right, so we'll get to it. We got check-ins. We got things that must go. We got news coming up.
How about you? What's the most important thing people need to know about your, for instance, your sleep
My
habits?
sleep habits, my Brooklinen sheets.
I thought so.
Sue threw them on because we have a house sitter while we go. And so we change the sheets as soon as we get home.
Yeah.
And Sue threw on the Brooklinen sheets.
Yep. You missed them, didn't you?
I missed them.
Yep.
I mean, this was a great villa that we
villa.
stayed in. It's not a hotel room. It's not. It's a villa. All right. But I missed my Brooklinen sheets, and I was happy to be home to sleep between them. Best online bedding category by Good Housekeeping. They get rave reviews from Business Insider, and I love them as well. It's all about the manufacturing and the customer service with them. It's a small business approach from being run like a husband and wife to being involved every step of the manufacturing process to a customer service team that cares so much they remember customers by name. My Brooklinen sheets are the best, most comfortable sheets I've ever slept on. Brooklinen.com is giving an exclusive offer just for our listeners. Get $20 off and free shipping when you use the promo code Jackson at brooklinen.com. They are so sure that you're going to love your new sheets that they will offer a risk-free 60-night satisfaction guarantee and a lifetime warranty on all of their sheets and comforters. But the only way to get $20 off and free shipping is to use the promo code Jackson at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com, and the promo code Jackson, JACKSON. These really are the best sheets ever.
X96 is the home of the 1-hour nonstop music wingding, and they happen 3 times per day. Listen at 10 a.m. right after Radio from Hell, and 1 p.m. with John Smith. Then every afternoon at 4:30 with Todd Newcomb for your drive home. Hey, not everyone is driving home at 4:30. What if they're on their way to work for the late shift? Or what if they're still at work at 4:30? Or what if they're just sitting around the house in their pants? Have you ever thought about that? I didn't think so. Well, whatever you're doing at 4:30, listen to the 1-hour nonstop music wingding on X96.
I don't like breathing through my mouth. I prefer my nose. I think that's what it was designed for. Your mouth was designed for other things, and the nose is for breathing.
But sometimes you have to breathe through your mouth.
Yeah.
I can't.
You know that.
You cannot. Well, what we hear on the radio would give lie to that, but because we hear a lot of on the radio. But
So they said, we have a snorkeling class. We don't need the snorkel. No, I want the snorkeling class. I want to know.
Sure.
So we took the kids to the snorkeling class, and they stop at Molokini, and I am terrified. I really am, because I'm not only scared of breathing through my mouth with my face underwater, but I'm scared of sharks. I am. Okay, Jaws ruined me.
Sure.
And it's just a boat out in the middle of the water, and you're getting off the boat, and
it's deep.
It's deep.
You can't see the bottom.
And they said, "Do you want a noodle?" Yeah, I want a noodle. Give me the noodle.
To just hang on to.
My kids and my husband, no noodle.
No.
They just jumped in the water. I took 2 noodles. When I looked around and made sure that everybody that wanted a noodle had a noodle.
You weren't the only one.
Right.
There was an extra noodle.
Yeah.
Those noodles had been cooked earlier, though.
Yes.
And so we're out in the water, and the guy at the snorkel class said, "Don't put the mouthpiece in until you're ready. You can just put the goggles on and get used to the water and then put it in." So I'm out there just with the goggles on, hanging on to the noodle. And I'm thinking, I don't need to do any more than this. Nobody needs to know if I'm actually snorkeling or not. My kids are snorkeling, my husband's snorkeling. But then they have a underwater cameraman come up. He comes over to your group. He's like, "Get your group together and go under, and I'll take a picture under the water." So now I'm panicking. I'm like, I can't hide from my family anymore that I'm not putting my face in the water, because camera guy wants underwater picture.
And, of course, you have to do that.
Well,
You couldn't just say to your family, I really can't do this.
No. And I didn't want Joe to know I wasn't snorkeling because he's off snorkeling. He's not looking at me. I'm like, okay, I can totally do this.
All right.
Put the mouthpiece in, stick my face in, underwater camera guy's there. And I'm like, is he done yet? Is he done yet? Is he done yet?
Because you're not breathing?
No.
You're just holding your breath? Because even though you can breathe through the snorkel apparatus.
I can't, though.
Yeah, you can.
But I did it. I put my face in the water for the picture, and that was it. So as far as I'm concerned, I snorkeled.
No. Didn't see any fish.
No.
No. Didn't. Nothing.
No. I floated around on the noodle. I put my face in the water. But I'm telling you, if the camera guy hadn't harassed me into putting my face in the water, I wouldn't have.
Didn't see any fish. And I'm sure your
I've
family.
seen fish.
Did you see the fish? Did you see the turtles?
I can
Did you
Google,
see the
Google fish
You
right
can-
now, and I
know.
can see them.
Yes,
There's
I know.
probably
Sure,
a
you
live Molokini underwater camera right now that I could find online, and I
Probably.
could see everything happening there right now.
Right, which is way better than what you did. Which is way better than what you actually did by being
I
there.
got in the water.
Okay, fine.
With the browser, and it's not playing my audio.
Well, listen. We find out who did it. I say, and then we cut off their hand.
Something.
We cut
Just
off
one hand?
just a hand. One
Something
hand.
needs to be done.
Whatever hand they use to mess with the browser, we cut it off. That should be the rule around here.
I think so, because I can't play my audio now because of the browser.
Any audio for the rest of the day?
Well, no, from this particular site.
Oh, well.
He'll
I
fix
was,
it.
I was playing some stuff from YouTube earlier, so that was fine. But this is where I have all my audio is, Mr. Skin Sense to me. And
Well, I guess we better just go to
Starting the
check-ins.
show.
starting the show and check-ins and all of that.
Yeah.
So shall we officially begin the show?
It's brought to you by Get Unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback Credit Card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
All right, the moon is a waxing gibbous moon. It is 73.4% of full. We'll have a full moon on September 24th. The moon will rise today at 4:51 p.m. Today being Wednesday. It's the 19th day of September in the year of our Lord 2018. And this is North America's most jejune radio broadcast. It means dull.
Wow.
That's not. Why are you selling us so short, Bill?
Listen, I just like adjectives.
Whether they're appropriate or not? Okay.
Yeah, sure. I use lots of really upbeat, great adjectives for the show, too. It could be argued those are not appropriate.
That's true.
For instance, this is a very appropriate adjective for today because I didn't bother to look up any Led Zeppelin and or Shemp Howard.
I thought those were being fed to you by our attorney.
No, well, he has been giving me Led Zeppelin facts, but I didn't see one today, so hell with it. Okay? It is the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson right there. I'm Bill Allred, Gina Barberi over there. Richie Stedman is the producer of the Radio from Hell show. He's back there somewhere, always looking over my shoulder. Dylan Allred, no relation, is producing video for the show that you can see at x96.com/live. And Autumn is helping with the program today.
Check-ins brought to you by the news you trust from the most experienced team in Utah 2 News. Check out the new KUTV.com.
Now, it looks to me as though people have called to check in.
Yes.
At least two. So there is a line open, 877-602-9696, the number you use to check in with the Radio from Hell show. And the question to answer today as you check in with us, what's the most important thing people need to know about you? Tell us in 3 words or less the most important thing people need to know about you.
All right, let's begin with Boston Bombshell.
Hello?
Oh, hang on, Boston.
Amazing.
There we go.
Hi. Now tell us, Boston Bombshell. Are you there?
I'm amazing.
You're amazing.
That's it.
I'm amazing. It's 3 words or less.
I am amazing. What makes you a bombshell, by the way?
I'm a bombshell.
I see. And
See,
what
we're
makes,
asking to have not very many words here, and she's following along with it.
what makes you amazing?
I'm probably just the most unique person you'll ever meet.
The most unique person we'll ever meet.
You know, you say that,
Mm-hmm.
but judged on this conversation so far, I'm not buying.
Tell us one unique thing about you.
Amaze us.
Yes.
Amaze us.
I can lick my elbow.
My
hobby includes hula hooping.
Okay.
That's okay. That's 2 amazing things, right? Can you lick your elbow while you're hula hooping?
Yes.
Now, can you lick your elbow because you have a long tongue or a short arm?
Neither.
I think it has something to do with how flexible I am
Yes.
and my shoulder dislocates.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you in Boston?
I am in Boston.
Oh, damn it, because I was going to have you in your
Come
hula
on down
hoop.
here.
Get down here immediately. Well, thanks for
Thank
listening
you.
to the Radio from Hell show in Boston, and have a lovely day.
All right.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
That's amazing.
All right. Regina is here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
In 3 words or less, Regina, what should people know about you?
People should know that I hate people.
All the people, I just want to inform you, I hate all of you.
I hate you.
People are the worst, aren't they?
They are. And I experience that every single day. I come off as a nice person in general, but basically I hate people.
I get it.
What is there one thing?
Thank you, Gina. Thank you.
Is there one thing about people that you hate the most?
Mostly it's just everything.
They're
I'm easily annoyed.
easily annoyed.
Now, Regina, if we give you a prize, it's to something where people will be there.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
Oh, no, that'll be okay.
You'll be
That'll
okay with that? Okay,
Yes.
I would like to give Regina the Lantern Festival tickets.
Oh, Gina, I would love that.
There,
Thank
see,
you.
maybe there'll be some nice people. Maybe you'll change your mind about people at the Lantern
maybe
Festival.
it'll help me with my
All right.
problem.
Listen, folks, if you are going to the Lantern Festival, might I suggest you just stay away from Regina. Just kind of
Don't make eye contact.
Give her a wide berth.
Thank you very much.
Don't talk to her.
Just a good idea.
Don't offer her any candy. Just stay away from her.
Offer her candy.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, hang on.
Put her on hold there.
There you go.
So
Get your
that's it for
information.
checker inners. 877-602-9696 is the number if you're so inclined.
Daddy Tom's checking in.
I
Tom
don't s-
Barberi.
I don't
He's
see
he's checking in.
He could call.
Well, he doesn't want to wake up the cat.
Doesn't want to wake up the
We
cat.
don't have a cat.
He does.
We need
Oh.
a cat.
You need a studio cat?
Yeah, I got to tell you about the cat.
You have a cat story from your
Cat story from Maui. Let's see. Carrie, the coordinator, social anxiety. Tasha checking in. Tough as nails.
Yeah.
Also, Gina, I'm almost done making your painted bottles.
Oh, I won that at BGina
That's
last
right.
week.
Teacher Emily checking in. I hate feet.
I hate feet. Feet are ugly for the most
They
part.
don't have to be ugly.
Most feet are ugly. Most of them.
I don't know if I should tell this story or not.
You have a
A
feet,
feet story or a cat story?
Foot story.
Foot story. An ugly foot story?
I'll just tell it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
One of the most sensual experiences of my life
Yes?
was a woman who sucked my big toe.
Yeah, you
I
probably
didn't-
shouldn't have told that
I didn't
story.
think that it was. I didn't think that it was going to be anything, but I said, "Oh,
Well, it happened. It was not pre-planned.
No.
It just all of a sudden was like, what?
next thing I
whoa.
know, there
Yeah.
she is."
Yeah, I can see that
It was a
being.
very long time.
Yeah.
Very, very long time ago.
I can see that.
But I was surprised that I went, "Oh,
Yeah.
Now, then, did you suggest it to other people later on? Like, you
No,
know what,
no,
you know
no,
what
no,
I really like?
No.
No?
no, I can't say that because that was the one time that
That's
it
it?
happened.
Yeah.
That was it.
Not a foot fetishist.
No.
Not at all. Didn't make you a foot fetishist.
No, it did make me.
There it went.
There you go. All right. Do you have traffic?
Yeah, and well, are we going to keep using? I guess we are going to keep using this music for. All right.
Oh, people.
You mean the?
Sue wants to let everyone know that it was not her.
Tell him it's
No, it was not her. Long before I met her.
Crash eastbound 90th south at I-15. One right lane is blocked, maybe even two. Left turn lanes, you need to get on that to get onto northbound I-15. Those are open, but that's causing some major slowage already this morning. And if you're leaving Magna heading west to Lake Point on the 201 freeway, it's open, but drivers traveling eastbound out of Tooele County want to get on the 201 freeway. You can't do that. The connector ramp from I-80 to eastbound 201 remains closed. Big O Tires knows that tires can be an unexpected expense. Don't wait any longer. Big O Tires, they have no credit needed financing available. No matter your situation, they have the lowest price on every tire every day. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
You know what? Big O Tires does have the team you trust. BigOTires.com. That's the website you want to go to. You know? Mm-hmm. It really is.
Tell me more about it.
I'd love to tell you more about it. They have financing. They know that tires can be a big expense. They have no credit needed financing. So no matter what your budget, no matter what your situation, they have the lowest price on every tire every day. Big O Tires, the team you trust, multiple lending partners, so financing is tailored to you. Don't wait another day. Take advantage of their no credit needed financing. So like some people they wait too long to get new tires because of money reasons, and the tires get threadbare and dangerous. Don't ride on dangerous tires. There's no need to do that. Go to BigOTires.com. They're locally owned and operated. They'll take care of you, and they do other things too. Brake shocks, struts, wiper blades, all of that.
We're getting to the time of year, though, when you start to think about your tires. So you may want to start planning now.
Yep. Stop by any one of their locations, 40 of them in Utah. You can find them by going to BigOTires.com.
Keep the radio on. A 1 hour nonstop music wingding starts at 10. X96.
If you've ever
on Utah's original alternative X96.
6:36. We got things that must go coming up, but first, big boy news and innuendo brought to you by
IFA has great back-to-school deals like buy two, get one free Wrangler jeans, 15% off all footwear. IFA Country Stores, helping to grow the things you love.
Well, I'm really disappointed and sorry to report that there was record low viewership for the Emmys. Record low.
You're
viewership.
really sad about that?
It's just terrible. Television's biggest night wasn't big. A record low audience of just under 10.2 million people watched the awards show that ticked off the new television season on Monday night. The Nielsen Company says that's down from the virtually identical audience of 11.4 million from the past 2 years. Michael Che and Colin Jost of Saturday Night Live hosted the awards show on NBC. Amazon's The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel became the first show from a streaming service to win Best Comedy. HBO's Game of Thrones Top Drama. The dip in viewership follows a recent trend that also affected the Academy Awards, the Grammys. People aren't watching awards shows anymore.
Even
It's
me.
sad. It's really sad.
I used to make a big deal out of it.
It's
and
sad.
But
now
didn't
I'm like, oh, that's right, that's on.
Yeah.
but didn't Scarlett Johansson and Colin Jost look great together?
Were they together?
Oh yeah.
Well, they're dating.
Yeah.
Well, I know
They're a
that, but I
thing.
mean, he was working. What was she doing?
Well,
Just
they
standing
well,
there?
you show up together. You
Yeah,
walk
okay.
the red
All right.
carpet together.
Oh, so okay, you did watch it, Gina. You saw it?
No, I saw a picture.
Oh, okay. I guess we should be following this. It's Bar Z Watch on X96.
Do we have our crew out there waiting?
We have
for
a
the...
crew waiting for her to watch her come out.
Let me get
to watch her release from prison.
Say it again.
It's Bar Z Watch. We'll let you know the minute the door opens and she walks out a free woman. Because why? Because what will...
Because
there
it was
will
the
be-
biggest story in Utah for a year and a half.
Yeah, well, okay. But do we need to be there and watch the door open and watch her
you
walk?
bet. I'm watching it. I got the live.
Well, okay. All right.
I'm sure nothing can go wrong.
All right, sorry. Forgive me. Forgive me for thinking that we need to be there and watch the door open and watch her walk out and get into a car. Elizabeth Smart says, now here are the details that, we don't get in the local news much. This is the New York Post. Elizabeth Smart says the woman who helped kidnap her when she was 14 years old not only stood by as her husband raped her, but egged him on, according to a new interview. And I mean, these are details that are reported. They just don't report them much here in Salt Lake. Smart revealed disturbing details of her ordeal Tuesday ahead of the release of Wanda Barzee, who's walking free today after 15 years in custody, a decision that Elizabeth Smart has called incomprehensible. She would encourage him to rape me. She would sit right next to me, like the side of her body would be touching me, Smart said in an interview with Gayle King on CBS this morning. Smart was snatched from her Salt Lake City home at knife point by Brian David Mitchell in 2002. We all know the details of that story here in Salt Lake. Being held in captivity for 9 months, Smart was said she was raped repeatedly, sometimes multiple times a day, by Brian David Mitchell, who's serving a life sentence for that crime. And I would imagine he's never getting out. He will never be released. It is odd that she has been released because
she's never admitted wrongdoing. She still follows him in his religious teachings.
But by the mandatory minimum sentencing guidelines, they've held her as long as they can.
I'm sure she'll get out and she'll get a job at the dollar store and we'll never hear from her again. I'm sure that's true.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you're right. I think it'll just be a quiet.
I don't know if she's still a devotee of Brian David Mitchell and she has a chance to be out and do his work, whatever it is. I don't trust her.
I'm sure nothing will go wrong.
I really don't think. I don't think anything will happen, or she'll become a babbling, walking the streets, and then she'll have to be incarcerated again. So the big fires going on, of course, all over the state of Utah. There's fire down in the Bryce Canyon National Park area, and they've had to close part of Bryce Canyon because of fires there. Fires have been spreading rapidly, 1,400 acres as of Monday, and they've been kind of letting it, they're hoping it will burn itself out, is what's going on there. Bryce Canyon, exhaustive efforts going on down in southern Utah County. Firefighters there worked through much of yesterday to protect homes in the Pole Creek fire. They had to evacuate parts of the area. There are pre-evacuation zones. Tuesday night, the Pole Creek fire was 74,500 acres in size, 25% contained. The fire has cost the state $4.7 million to fight. The Bald Mountain Fire, 15,635 acres at last report, and firefighters reported only 12% containment. Bald Mountain firefighting efforts reportedly have cost $1.5 million so far. It's displacing a lot of people. If you are in that area, they say you should prepare to evacuate if you haven't evacuated, and there are things you should do if the fire is anywhere near your home. Reduce any fuel around your home. Go cut down brush, trees, whatever you need to do. Wet the vegetation that can't be reduced, and dig or bulldoze trenches around your house, things like that. And I'm sure people down there already know all that. Senator Chuck Grassley, chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, has rejected calls that the FBI help investigate an explosive allegation of sexual assault against Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh, saying federal investigators would have no bearing on what Christine Blasey Ford tells lawmakers in the coming days.
Why not?
We have offered Dr. Ford the opportunity to share her story with the committee, as her attorney said yesterday she was willing to do, Grassley said Tuesday. We offered her a public or a private hearing, as well as staff-led interviews, whichever makes her more comfortable. The invitation for Monday still stands. But he continued, Dr. Ford's testimony would reflect her personal knowledge and memory of the events. Nothing the FBI or any other investigator does would have any bearing on what Dr. Ford tells the committee.
You mean
So
investigating and corroborating things she said? And
so there's no reason for any further delay.
it would make sense to have an investigation and say, we looked into this. And
Jeff Flake said, a Republican Arizona, when Dr. Ford came forward, I said that her voice should be heard and asked the Judiciary Committee to delay the vote on Judge Kavanaugh. It did so. I now implore Dr. Ford to accept the invitation for Monday in a public or private setting. The committee should hear her voice. But he also said that he doesn't think they should delay it past that. I don't understand why. I mean, there seems to be no logic in saying, well, the FBI there would have no bearing on it. Democrats are saying, and Dr. Ford, her attorney has said that that she would like an FBI investigation into it because she feels isolated. She's received death threats.
She would like her story backed up. Like, they looked into it. They found
and there's
out.
the house that it happened.
And we interviewed people.
There were parties there. She thinks I think she believes that it can be corroborated that there were parties there, and Judge Kavanaugh could be placed at parties.
She wouldn't
be that location.
She wouldn't be demanding an investigation if she didn't think it would bolster her story.
I don't understand why what people think she's trying to do here. If people who think she's lying,
has nothing to gain.
There's nothing to gain and everything to lose by this.
Oh, she's already gotten death threats.
I understand that Lindsey Graham was speculating on, well, where did she get the money to have that lie detector test that she had administered? It costs $200 to get a lie detector test or something. She's a college professor. Maybe she scraped up the money somewhere, and yet they don't question Kavanaugh's huge credit card debts.
Who paid that off?
Who pays for that?
Well, we don't need to know that.
But where'd she get? I'm kind of curious where she get that money for that.
Listen,
who paid for that?
It's double standard after double standard.
Listen, my people in Russia have told me that I don't need to look into this.
Now, Christine Blasey Ford's claims have drawn attention to other things that Kavanaugh has said over the years. People now go looking back through things he has said about drinking. A transcript of a 2014 speech Judge Kavanaugh apparently gave at a banquet at the Yale School Federalist Society surfaced via a Washington Post report on Twitter. Some of it was later transcribed and posted by the magazine Mother Jones. The speech, in which he imparted lessons to students, he reminisced about his time at school, contained a section in which Judge Kavanaugh fondly recalled some debaucherous, if seemingly harmless nights of heavy drinking and revelry as a law student at Yale. In one episode, he described taking a bus with his classmates to Boston for a Red Sox game, a night of bar hopping which ended with the students falling out of the bus onto the front steps of the Yale Law School at about 4 in the morning. He said, "But what happened on the bus stays on the bus."
Classy.
He also talked about his time at the prep school where he went, where Dr. Ford was also a student. And he said, it's fortunate that sometimes things that happened at the prep school
got the audio.
stay.
Oh, yeah, let's see. I'd rather hear him.
He said there's actually audio of him saying
Yeah,
that.
I got it right here. If you give me
I
just
wanna
a
hear his
sec.
voice.
Here he is. Oh, come on now.
Well, let's talk about Stormy Daniels talking about Donald Trump's penis instead.
No, I don't want to know.
I don't know why this is not letting me.
I don't want to think about that
It's
at all.
because you were in Hawaii,
Yeah,
Carrie.
I know everything is
That's
screwed
why.
up here. Oh, there we
been
go.
a good
Okay,
thing for all of us, I think.
here we go.
This is
We had a good saying that we've held firm to this day, as the dean was reminding me before the talk, which is what happens at Georgetown Prep stays at Georgetown Prep. That's been a good thing for all of us.
Yeah. Well, apparently it doesn't stay at Georgetown Prep. If you know, the more I think about it and the more I try to stay as fair as I can, the more I think this woman is not lying, and the more I think that there should be a thorough investigation.
Yes.
There should be a
Well,
thorough
the
investigation.
Anita Hill situation set the precedent. There was an FBI investigation of that. So we have the precedent. This is not unheard of.
And at the very least, maybe he has zero memory of it. Maybe he has zero memory of it. I'm not.
Doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Yep.
And it doesn't mean it doesn't speak to his character, because it does.
All right. Sports, weather, traffic, whatever you want to do here.
Let's see. Brought to you by Snowbird. Season passes are on sale now. Purchase your 2018-19 season pass soon and save before prices go up. Details at snowbird.com. Well, it's good news for Tiger Woods.
What?
He's off probation a month early for his DUI.
Gina, that's good news for all of us.
He can throw back a celebratory cocktail or two. His probation was terminated by a judge a month earlier than expected because he, quote, successfully completed all regular and special conditions. Thanks for not being specific about what that is. Now, this is from the DUI where he was passed out in front of the car on the side of the road. Remember that?
Yeah.
But he's free to drink now, so congratulations, Tiger. Weather brought to you by Octapharma Plasma. Make money by making a difference. Donate today at 5414 South 19th East in Salt Lake. Nice day. Not quite as warm as yesterday. 83, mostly sunny. Beautiful weather today. Traffic, we got a crash 54 South 9th East in Murray. We've got a crash at 90th South, eastbound 90th South at I-15. That's causing some major slowage. And if you're leaving Magna heading west to Lake Point, the 201 freeway is open, but drivers traveling eastbound out of Tooele County will want to get on the 201, and they won't be able to. The connector ramp from I-80 to eastbound 201 remains closed. Big O knows tires can be an unexpected expense. Don't wait any longer. Big O tires have no credit needed financing available no matter your situation. They have the lowest price on every tire every day. Big O tires, the team you trust.
And Things That Must Go, brought to you by?
Brought to you by, on September 24th, the LA Kings host the Vancouver Canucks at the Salt Lake Shootout at Vivint Smart Home Arena. Brought to you by Utah Sports Commission. Tickets available at vivintarena.com.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you, things that really you can't stand anymore. You need to get them out of your life. So you send them to us. You send them to radiofromhell at x96.com. You put must go on the subject line, and if we read them on the radio, well, maybe they'll go from your life. At the very least, it might make you feel better. Gina, why don't you begin?
Sure, this is from Hannah. Things that must go. HOA crones. They stare at me when I'm just driving to my apartment to park my car. They make no subtle movements. It's all with intent to scare me. They have a chair parked on their porch just to watch people all hours of the day and night. It's creepy and invasive. Stop it. Unto the trifecta of radio awesomeness, this is addressed.
Wow.
I've been thinking, and there are a few things I would like society to stop doing, and therefore must go. Stop making the main compliment for women be about what they look like. Compliment them on what they did or how they did it. Also, stop calling women sluts, whores, trollops, any other kind of name that makes them being sexual a bad thing. Women are allowed to like sex and be sexual people. Nobody goes around calling men names like these. And stop using genitalia as a pejorative. I don't need to tell you the words I'm thinking of. Genitalia.
Oh, you mean like calling somebody a dick? Is that what that
Yeah.
means?
No?
Well,
This is Chris's list.
okay,
So
well,
Didn't think about that one.
please do use my name. My name is Amber. I live in Elkridge. We got the notice that we must evacuate from the fire, so here are fire things that must go. Everyone who drove up to Elkridge to take pictures of the fire. I'm trying to get home to my family. I have to navigate through all the rubberneckers on the side of the road. This is very inconsiderate for families trying to get ready to take off. Watch the fire on the news. It will be there, I promise you. Number 2, my damn mother-in-law. I had my kids all calmed down and in a good mood while preparing stuff to go, and then she drives up in a panic like the world's ending. Suddenly the kids are crying and in a panic just the same. Seriously, go hug yourself. And while I'm at it, the fire can also go hug itself. Let's not forget about that. After this night, I'll need a double. Thanks for letting me listen. You guys are great.
oh, thank you. Carrie?
Okay, I got a couple of my own. I'll just start out very simply. Being told from the airline, when you ask specifically, does that seat recline? Because it's a red-eye flight. I want it to recline.
Sure.
And you're told, yes, the seat reclines. No, the seat does not recline. We were in the, emergency aisle seat.
Yeah.
So no reclining on our flight back. Just a minor little thing. When the sand gets really hot at the beach, and you're walking in your bare feet.
No one's going to feel bad at you about
and
this.
you're walking, and you try and look cool, but then you have to start a little jog because
Yeah.
And then this one, waiters that write down the order for everyone at the table. They write it down, and then comes back and picks each thing up to see who belongs to what. Who had the Chardonnay? Who had
You're writing things down.
You wrote them down.
Yeah.
Remember, you must have some sort of process. He was one of the worst waiters that we've ever had. I got stories to tell you about that.
Okay.
All right, this one from, let's see, this is Woody, another airline-related one. Things that must go. People at the airport who feel justified putting their backpacks or their carry-ons on the seats at the gate. Seating is limited. I don't want to sit next to you anymore, and you want to sit next to me, but come on. We got to sit down.
Make room.
Stray J, people who try to use fake money to scam convenience stores. They have ways to check money, and they double-check things when you try to scam them in other ways. Just stop. And then Daniel has this list.
Yeah?
And it's just,
What?
I mean, we've heard them before, but he gets very specific in his descriptions about the urinal.
Well,
And I'll be honest, I'm comfortable.
You're uncomfortable?
No, I'm comfortable
Oh.
myself. If this was not a radio show,
Oh.
I would read this to you and we would laugh. But because we are a federally regulated facility, I'm not allowed to say certain things. And so I'm afraid I'm getting too close to the line on this.
So maybe just say,
So Daniel, I agree with all of your urinal stuff. All right?
how about just say, guys, don't be gross.
Guys, don't be gross at
How
the
about
urinal.
that?
There you go.
Okay.
Flush and be courteous. All right. Bill?
Oh, my turn?
Yes.
I was just puzzling what Gina would know about that. Let's see, this one from Use My Name, I Don't Care. Desmond. I've been living in a fairly nice apartment complex for a while in Salt Lake now. I even lived here before and came back, believe it or not. My wife and I have lost about 5 packages this week from whoever is doing the postal work around here. Last time it was because the postal individual decided to put the key to the parcel locker in the wrong mailbox. I happen to be somewhat of a collector of sorts, and that was a personal exchange I'm never going to get back. This is kind of vague, isn't it?
Yeah.
P.S. Whoever's walking around in my apartment complex with equipment you can't even identify, let alone utilize, just come to the door for Odin's sake. I don't know exactly.
I'm confused.
Sorry,
by all of
Desmond.
that.
Desmond, when you tell a story, remember people don't know you.
Desmond, I hope that helps you. It meant nothing to most of us.
Yeah.
This one. Good morning, Carrie, Bill, and Gina. Definitely, you can use my name, Johnny B.
Hello, Johnny B.
As I really hope my first thing happens. Number 1, deadbeat moms. You hear so much about dads failing in the role of father, but not so much about the moms. Even minimal effort would suffice. Pick up the phone and call your girls. 2 months is a little much.
Yes,
says Johnny B. Number 2, incompetent people. I got a fish sandwich at Burger King with no pickle. Now, of course, it came with pickles. Oh, so I think he ordered it with no pickles.
Hold the pickle, yeah.
No pickles. Of course, it came with pickles. So they made me another one. Now, I appreciate the effort there, but I wish I understood the thought process behind it. Not only did they not put dill pickles on the sandwich, the reorder, but they actually picked out all of the sweet relish from the tartar sauce.
Well, they were being very thorough. You said no pickles.
Number 3, whatever the mystery malady is in my hands that makes everything impossibly difficult or painful. Imagine brushing the curly bedhead hair of a 5-year-old. That in itself is a feat. Now, removing the ability to effectively handle the brush. My daughter learns new word combinations every morning. He's got some mystery disease in his hands. He's hurt his hands. And the last one goes with number 3. Why on earth do they make things so hard to open? Cutting is usually out of the open or out of the options for various reasons. How do I accomplish this? I ask random people to open things for me. Excuse me, unknown gentleman, can you please open this mustard packet? Needless to say, I have had some odd looks. I just want my damn Fruity Pebbles without the frustration and embarrassment that comes with it.
Well, we all have a hard time opening those bags.
Now, listen, you need to stop putting mustard on your Fruity Pebbles. That's part of the problem. I will forge the sign-offs as I inevitably screw it up. Thanks for always starting my day the way you do. And this final one from Adam, sadists that send you an email and then immediately call you to tell you about the email.
Give me a chance to read it.
Things that must go on the radio from Hell Show.
Crash eastbound 90th south at I-15. It was causing some pretty significant slowing and trouble for people this morning, and I know that because they sent it to me via text, 33986. If you see anything, let me know, and then I'll let everybody else know, and then everyone will know.
All right.
Celebrate autumn at Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Escape for the whole weekend with the Oktoberfest getaway package, including lodging and daily breakfast and all-day activity pass from $116 per person per night. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
You know, it's really hard to describe in words what they do at the Utah Museum of Contemporary Art. It is a very unique place. UMOCA, they call it, Utah Museum of Contemporary Art. It's open Monday through Thursday and Saturdays 11 to 6, Fridays from 11 to 9. Now, it's free, but they do suggest you just drop a $5 donation in the box if you can. So just drop by there. Here, let me just tell you about a couple of upcoming events, and I'll try and explain what they do. There's some new exhibitions coming. There's a Mix and Mingle celebrating the opening of 3 new UMOCA exhibitions. Emily Call's Practical Content, Daniel Everett's Security Questions, and the Blocks SLC Urban Plein Air Project exhibition. I'll tell you about one of them. With Practical Content, the art exhibition, Emily Call will invite you to perceive the world as she does by linking your body with objects, light, and nature, as well as with other humans. She brings a realization of our body's connection with the world. Unusual, yes. It's worth going to. You can find out more. It's right down there by Abravanel Hall. Just go to utahmoca.org.
Hey, party people, I'm John Smith, and I have for you every single day a 1-hour nonstop music wingding.
701. 707. We got Boners Round 1 coming up.
Yes. So
we're glad you're back, Carrie. We missed
thank
you.
4 days, well, actually longer, on Maui, right?
Yeah. And I'll tell you more about, the vacation part of it coming up. But I want to talk about an experience I had that really, the bar is set so high now. I'm warning people.
Uh-oh.
If you're in wait staff at all at restaurants, the bar has been set, and I doubt any of you are going to attain Tim level service.
Tim, the waiter.
Where does Tim work?
Tim works at Mama's Fish House, which is a place that I had heard of in Maui. I never went, but I was always told it's a legendary, great place, and I should go. But I never have. I've been to Maui a few times, and
doesn't sound like a classy place.
It is.
It is a classy.
It is a very classy place. So here's the trick:
it's not a shack.
Is that there's this abandoned boat that is the sign for Mama's Fish House, and you drive by it and you go, whatever. And then you go up over this little hill and you go down, and it's like they have like a little it's like a plantation next to the water, and it's just beautiful. They have their own section of beach there, and the restaurant faces the beach, and so every seat is a great view of the beach. But that aside,
now there had been a tropical storm there. Had that moved off just as you got there?
It was just moving off as we got there. Right. So a little cloudy on our first day, but everything else after that was great. But anyway, back to Tim. Tim is one of those waiters that makes your meal an experience, a special event, so to speak.
Did you bring Tim home with you?
I wish I could bring Tim with me everywhere. So this is a little bit of Tim, all right? So you sit down. Well, first of all, he escorts you to the table. I picked a very nice table right over here for you. He had kind of a southern drawl, a little bit of a lisp there, I was going to ask him where he was from, but I never got around to it because I was just so overwhelmed with what a great job he did.
His charm?
He was very charming.
Older? What age was Tim?
He's probably in his 50s, maybe late, 50-ish. So he gestures to the menu and says, I've got these menus for you. We print these up every day, and it's always different because it depends on what we've got. What we have.
What's fresh.
And the goal of the restaurant is to sell out of everything every day. Now, most people come here for dinner. You folks are lucky because you get the first choice. Things don't run out, usually on the lunch shift. And he would go down each one of the dishes and explain, this is a nice piece of fish that we buy from this family, the sailing ship Sea Breeze. And he would just go on and on. Now, I've been to restaurants where they do print up the menu every day, and they have that philosophy. I'm not hearing about any of that from the waitstaff. Tim just kept going. And Tim was like psychic, too. He was like, he knew when I wanted more wine. He knew.
The second you wanted it. You didn't have to wait.
Seriously, as I was about to turn around to gesture to see if Tim was in my purview, there's Tim. You're going to need more wine, aren't you? I'm going to be right back with that.
Well, yeah, part of it is the restaurant is obviously, was it busy?
We got there early, and so it didn't get busy until we were about done.
So he had, maybe they staff up well enough that he can watch the tables. He can take care of just one or two tables. But
Tim, again, he set that bar so high. He interacted with my nieces, showed them how to use the little toys that he brought them to keep them occupied while we ate.
It almost sounds like he did too much. Like at some point I'd be like, okay, Tim, we're good.
Back off, Tim.
That was the thing. I would have thought he would have been invasive as well, but he was just enough.
Just enough.
He knew. He knew when to back off and let us have our, time together, He was there. Conversely, then it was like 2 days later, we go to this place called Star Noodle, which is, it's supposed to be great, and it was just average. I got the worst service. As I'm sitting at Mama's Fish House.
Tim didn't work there.
As I'm sitting at Mama's Fish House, I said to everybody at the table, I said, Tim is so good. He is the waiter that the other waiters hate because he's so good.
Tim makes us look bad.
They refer to him as that GD Tim. Except I didn't say GD. GD Tim. oh, look at him. You know, he's getting the big tips and everything because he's so good.
You gave him a good tip, didn't you?
Conversely, the waiter that I got at Star Noodle was so bad.
What was his name?
I don't remember.
See, that's the
It
point.
was probably Tim as well.
No.
I don't remember his name. I just remember older bald guy who just couldn't remember a damn thing and forgot to put in orders of food. And, you know, he was just the worst. And I'm like, yeah, I miss Tim. I miss Tim now.
Tim's ruined you.
At this moment, I miss Tim.
Tim has ruined you.
So if you go to Mama's Fish House in Maui and you get Tim as your waiter.
Did you Yelp him? You should have given him a Yelp review.
I gave him a handwritten review because he said at the end of the meal, he says, well, we do have these. You don't have to. You're not obligated, but it sure is nice, you know.
So you did give him a
So I did it with my email and everything. I'm like, here you go, Tim. He made the meal an event. He was terrific.
I think, you know, just for a while, you ought to call once a week.
You know, I wonder.
Is
Just
Tim
call
around?
once a week.
Oh, now see, Sue remembers the bad waiter at Star Noodle, Tyler.
Oh, yeah. You don't want Tyler
Which is
waiting.
like typical
I-
Tyler.
I would never want to have a server named Tyler. Anyway, you know, just never. No.
I can see clearly that you need more wine, sir. I'll be right back. Oh, man, he was there.
Now I have had servers that are too attentive.
That's what I was saying.
They never
at
go
some
away.
point,
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
there's a restaurant in town, and I won't name it,
I'll go ahead.
but like over-explaining things. Here's where we got every ingredient for this dish, and then what we did with it when we brought it in, and here's how it...
But see, Tim did that.
Yeah?
But he was so charming about it.
It was okay.
Maybe it was the combination accent and lisp. He was clearly from somewhere in the South, you know, originally. And the way he told the story was very brief, got direct to the point, and this is where this fish came from, and it's braised over a little, and he does the whole thing.
Yeah.
Locally sourced.
All that, you know. This fish was caught off of the Big Island.
Microgreens.
So what fish did you have?
It was all so good, I don't remember.
Oh.
Tim was so great, I don't remember.
I'll eat it all, Tim.
And here's the thing, the food probably was average. Maybe.
Tim made it better.
I thought it was incredibly delicious, all of it. I think that Tim made it better.
So is Mama's Fish House, did anybody have a burger? Or
No, we don't do that.
No.
Even the 2-year-old does not play that way.
It's like, you know, you go to Mama's Fish House, can I, do you have mac and cheese?
My 2-year-old niece is a more adventurous eater than Gina.
I guarantee that.
That's not saying much.
Anyway, for the love of Tim.
Vehicle on fire eastbound I-80 at the Jeremy Ranch off-ramp up in Park City. It's off to the right shoulder. Crash 54 South 9th East in Murray. And crash 90th South I-15 Junction in Salt Lake. Eastbound lanes are blocked there. Crash 84th West 41st South in West Valley. And friend of the program said, accident southbound I-15 at Kaysville 200 North exit. The right lanes are blocked. Accident southbound between Kaysville and Farmington, left shoulder. Thank you for sending that in. They sent that in via text 33986. Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Boners round 1 coming up. Here are the titles of your 3 candidates. Boner candidate number 1, I didn't ever once pull down my pants. Boner candidate number 2, we were just trying to help bring people back to God. And boner candidate number 3, looking agitated while black.
All right. Boners round 1, big boy news, all coming up. You know where else you get Tim level service?
Diamonds Direct.
Diamonds Direct.
And you won't look agitated, I promise.
No.
When you go in there.
You'll,
now look.
You'll be calmed just walking in because the showroom is so beautiful.
And listen, the Diamonds Direct's amazing finance offer the response to it has just been incredible. So they're going to do it through the end of September. Diamonds Direct, the amazing low price that they already have, and then no money down and spreading your payments out over 5 years with no interest. That's just an incredible deal. Everybody's kind of jumping on that bandwagon too.
Yeah.
You'll notice. Diamonds Direct. It's a great time to upgrade your diamond if you want to, because you can get a diamond engagement ring. Upgrade a smaller diamond right now because you can surprise your loved one with a diamond eternity band or whatever you want, like a $4,000 pair of diamond earrings. How about that? $67 a month. That's no money down and no interest payments for 5 years. or a $15,000 designer engagement ring. A big sparkling diamond for just $250 a month. It's Diamonds Direct through September, only at Diamonds Direct, 6400 South, across from the Fashion Place Mall, on approval of credit. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
We want to put $500 in your pocket.
Sitting here in my room with Dean Cardinal, Worldwide Trekking, and a man who's become a good friend, Geljan Sherpa, and we're sitting here talking to you on a cell phone, essentially, which is amazing to me that you can do this where we are. Let me try to describe this. We are actually in a really remote part of the world. You can helicopter in here, but it's horribly expensive, and people don't do it much. People walk to get to these places, and they walk for days and days. There are people who live way up in the Khumbu, and they come down here. Kind of the Namche Bazaar is, would you say it's a halfway point between here and Lukla?
Yeah, and it's a trading spot between the valley and Tibet, and a place where people come together for the Saturday market to trade goods, to buy goods, and everything else.
And so people walk for a long time to get to these places, and people walk. They'll walk from very remote places up by Everest, and they'll come down here to trade, as Dean said. But what's really unusual is that people have cell phones everywhere. It's just stunning in its incongruity. It's just incredible. You'll be walking. I'll be puffing my way up a trail, and some Sherpa kid will be, carrying a big heavy load of stuff and talking on a cell phone. It's just an amazing thing to see. I should describe a little bit. I don't think I described very well. Coming into Namche Bazaar, there are these giant prayer wheels in houses. I had forgotten about this, and I asked our friend here, Geljan, what those were, and he said the river used to run under those prayer wheels and turn the prayer wheels, but the river has been kind of diverted. I don't know why, but it turned the prayer wheels anymore. So yeah, so it's just such a world of contrast here, and you'll see all of these Sherpa kids wearing, kind of American, westernized-looking clothes, and talking on cell phones. But then they're also very into their culture. And I just want you to tell people really quickly, Geljan, what you call your son. What's your nickname for your son?
My son's nickname is Chicken Head.
Chicken Head. Geljan. You see, Geljan is like fathers everywhere. His son, Pasang, right? Pasang has a kind of a weird hairdo. With it kind of sticks up, and he's dyed it a kind of a red color, and so his father, being like fathers everywhere, doesn't like it, so he calls it Chicken Head. Anyway, we'll have more from Namche Bazaar. I'm Bill Allred, heading for Tibet. Tibet? No, not Tibet.
And time for round one of your boner voting. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it must defeat the winner of round 2's voting. Yes, we do this again with 3 more candidates at 8:20. And we take the 2 winners and throw them into the Boner Dome at 9:20. That's when boner fight happens. That's when you will decide boner of the day. So sit back and get comfortable. This is going to take a while. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote, and one of you lucky random boner voters will receive
a gift certificate to go see our good friends at Gracie's.
Here's boner candidate number 1. Well, I didn't ever once pull down my pants. Manassas, Virginia. A man accused of rubbing produce on his buttocks.
Is that a thing?
At a grocery store. Well, it is in this case.
I just wonder.
A man accused of rubbing produce on his buttocks at a grocery store in Northern Virginia was arrested. The Manassas City Police Department said the suspect pulled his pants down, grabbed a nearby produce item, not specified here, and rubbed his buttocks with the produce at the Giant grocery store on Dumfries Road. A loss prevention employee relayed what they had seen to authorities and subsequently destroyed multiple pallets of produce.
Is it specific about what kind of produce?
As I said, when I read this line, Gina, he rubbed his buttocks with the unspecified produce. Unspecified produce. Listen carefully as we go along here.
I just would like to know what
an unspecified item, and they subsequently destroyed multiple pallets of unspecified produce.
Why don't they specify?
Gina, I don't know. Take it up with them. I'm just reading the damn story, okay? Michael Dwayne Johnson of Manassas. You know, you make things go on much longer than they have to. Michael Dwayne Johnson of Manassas said in an exclusive interview that the TV station managed to get an exclusive interview with this guy.
No one else is going to get this.
That he had never actually rubbed any produce, any unspecified produce, on his bottom. He says, I never once pulled down my pants. Johnson claims it was just a practical joke for a YouTube video.
Oh, there we go.
Well, joke or no joke, several employees had to destroy several pallets of unspecified fruits and vegetables. We're getting a little more specific there. It was fruits and vegetables, right. Gina.
Texter points out, I love that this story takes place in a town called Manassas.
Manassas, Virginia. Boner candidate number 1. I never did once pull down my pants. Here's boner candidate number 2. Well, we were just trying to help bring people back to God. 2 women were arrested Friday on drug charges after one allegedly was selling weed edibles, marijuana edibles at a church in Savannah, Georgia, according to the Chatham-Savannah Counter-Narcotics Team. Ebony Cooper was reportedly openly hawking various treats, including cereal, brownings, and puddings that contained marijuana at a church event for entrepreneurs. Officials said she advertised the illegal baked goods on social media prior to the event. Come on down to the church carnival. I'll be selling my marijuana brownies and pudding.
Yay!
Yeah. Officials say she advertised the illegal baked goods on her social media accounts. Undercover agents bought several items from Cooper, then followed her to 26-year-old Leah Presley's car, which they searched. The search allegedly turned up large numbers of pot edibles, more than $1,000 in cash, and a loaded gun. Both Cooper and Presley were arrested at the church parking lot and booked. Boner candidate number 2. Well, we were just trying to bring people back to God. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Looking agitated while black.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 1 after this kind of short big boy news and opinioendo. Brought to you by
Del Taco. You can mix and match 2 of 5 classic burritos for just $5.50. Get 2 handmade burritos like the classic chicken and Del combo, freshly made for $5.50. Only at Del Taco. Participation may vary.
Well, some churches in South Carolina are saying that they will now start offering members gluten-free Holy Communion bread. That'll get them back behind the. That'll
That's
get them
the thing that's kept them
That'll
away.
get them gluten-free communion wafers. That'll get them. As of Tuesday evening, officials said that the Bald Mountain fire is 12% contained here in Utah and has burned almost 16,000 acres now. Pole Creek fire, 25% contained. Current map of the fires. There is a website that you can go to for fire updates and all kinds of information that Utah has set up. It's utahcountyfirerelief.org. There you can find updates on all of the fires, evacuation resources, or if you are evacuee, resources for you, media contacts and all kinds of things. They'll keep you updated on the fires if you have friends and relatives down there or if you yourself are in the middle of all of that. So, again, that's utahcountyfirerelief.org. By the way, those fires down there in Utah County are now the top fire priority in the United States.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right where I grew up.
The electric scooters zipping around Salt Lake City are the focus of a new online survey. On Tuesday, the Salt Lake City Council got a report on the findings so far. By far, the biggest complaint they're getting is about sidewalk riding, said Jennifer McGrath, the Deputy Director of Community and Neighborhoods. It can be confusing. Scooters are not allowed on sidewalks in the downtown area. Elsewhere in the city, scooters can be used on sidewalks. Same as bicycles. You can, in the downtown, what's considered the downtown area, you can't ride on the sidewalks on bicycles.
But people do anyway.
And scooters are the same thing. Once you're outside of the downtown area, you can ride on sidewalks. And there are lots of reports now in the emergency rooms. Reports are starting to come through. Emergency rooms are seeing all kinds of scrapes and bruises. And I have yet to see a person wearing a helmet on any of those scooters. And I am seeing more and more people with little kids on the front of the scooters.
Really?
None of them wearing helmets.
Wow.
So here's good news. Apparently, more Utah teenagers are receiving the HPV vaccinations.
Oh, that's good.
According to a report from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. In 2016, only 20% of Utah boys between the ages of 13 and 17 had received the HPV vaccination, but in 2017, that number increased by 12%. In the same year, more preteen girls also completed the HPV vaccination process. The number jumped 7% from 2016 to 2017. The two shots protect teens before they are exposed to the virus. Yep. The vaccines also help prevent 6 different types of cancers and help prevent more than 29,000 HPV-related cancer causes per year.
My kids asked for it. That's how good the advertising was for this.
Of course they did.
Mom, when are we going to get our HPV vaccine?
Can't we get some shots?
They do.
I'm really enjoying these allergy shots that we have to get.
Yep.
Aren't there other shots that we can get?
And
Mom?
I had to tell Muhammad, you can't get them yet. You're too young. He asks every year at the doctor, is it time for me to get? No, it's not time for that.
I hope I can get some kind of a medical procedure next year. President Trump says he thinks that exposing the corrupt FBI and getting to the bottom of the deep state will be the crowning achievement of his presidency.
Really? So,
in an exclusive interview with The Hill, he's ordered the release of classified documents in the Russia collusion case to show the public that the FBI probe into collusion started as a hoax and that exposing it will become one of the crowning achievements of his presidency. What we've done is a great service to the country, really. He said, I hope to be able to call this, along with the tax cuts and regulation and all the things I've done in its own way, this might be the most important thing because this was corrupt.
So the guy who ran on Law and Order is now against the guys that do the Law and Order thing. All right, I'm just checking. Just want to check.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I did make one mistake with James Comey. I should have fired him before I got here. I should have fired him the day I won the primary. I should have.
Can I go back in time and fire him?
How could he have fired him the day he won the primary?
There's no way.
I should have fired him right after the convention. Say, I just don't want that guy. At least fired him on the first day of the job. I mean, I would have been better off firing him or putting out a statement that I don't want him there when I get there. I just, I didn't do it soon enough. I had to. I guess I shouldn't have waited until I asked him, "Can you go easy on?"
Yeah.
Jeez. Let's see. This is really tone deaf too. You want to talk about tone deaf leaders of countries? Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. Now, Venezuela is in horrible condition. The country of Venezuela. People are starving to death.
Yep.
So Mr. Maduro, the president of Venezuela, and his wife went on a trip to China to try and secure some loans from China to try and go back and bolster their country.
Okay.
And but they stopped in Turkey to have to go to the Salt Bay's restaurant. That Turkish, he's a chef. Salt Bay. He's a Turkish chef, and his restaurant steaks cost like $400. So there they are.
People are starving.
There they are enjoying a wonderful meal in Turkey, and it's all over social media and Instagram. The president of Venezuela, Maduro. What an ass.
Yep.
What this is what people who. It's the same kind of tone deafness that leaders have all over the world. It's just amazing. It's amazing to me. And a Sesame Street writer says Bert and Ernie, the beloved Sesame Street characters, were more than just friends.
No.
Mark Saltzman, who wrote for Sesame Street, who joined the show in 1984, told Quirty the two puppets are a gay couple and their relationship is a relationship of his partnership with film editor Arnold Glassman. I was Ernie. I look more Bertish, and Arnold as a film editor, if you thought of Bert with a job in the world, wouldn't that be perfect? Bert with his paper clips and organization, and I was the jokester. So it was the Bert and Ernie relationship, and I was already with Arnie when I came to Sesame Street. The two people have been living together as roommates at 123 Sesame Street for the past 49 years, but they slept in separate beds. Bert and Ernie are, of course, icons for the LGBTQ community. Now, I understand when they contacted Sesame Street people, they said, no. I mean, maybe he thought of them that way, but no, they're puppets. Then they were friends.
And they said, and the puppets are asexual. They're puppets.
They're puppets. They're puppets. They don't. The producer said in 2011, Bert and Ernie are best friends. They don't have a sexual orientation.
Why can't they be both?
Well, I like thinking it that way.
They're a couple. They're a comedy team because they're opposites, and they're best friends. They're all those things.
I also like the theory that the gay couple on Sesame Street, it wasn't Bert and Ernie, it was Statler and Waldorf.
Well, they weren't on Sesame Street.
But they're Muppets.
Yeah. I think they could be. I like Bert and Ernie because they can be whatever you want them to be.
Exactly.
They can be whatever you want, and they were just terrific.
Mm-hmm.
Except Ernie was so aggravating. No,
I was
Bert.
Ernie.
Bert, I mean.
Bert was aggravating?
Ernie. Yeah, no, it was Ernie. It was.
Bert was the yellow one.
Yeah. Ernie was the aggravating one.
Why was he aggravating?
Because he was not organized.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Weather, traffic.
Weather, we're a little cooler than we were yesterday, but mostly sunny and nice. 83 for a high. Traffic, there's a crash 84 west, 41st south in West Valley. We've got that incident up at Jeremy Ranch. It's the exit ramp from I-80 to go eastbound Jeremy Ranch in Summit County. There was a vehicle fire there, actually. Crash 54 south 9th east in Murray. Crash eastbound 90th south at the I-15 junction in Salt Lake. I'm going to check our message stream quickly. Somebody says, 54th and 9th accident is just construction. Thank you. See, I don't know that unless you tell me. So tell me. Text it to us, 33986.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. Looking agitated while black. There are a few times of the day that you can routinely expect people to look agitated. Heading to work is definitely one of them. But typically, most people don't have the cops called on them as they're heading to work, regardless of how stressed out they look. Well, that wasn't the case for University of Massachusetts Amherst employee Reg Andrade. who says he was racially profiled on the way to the job last Friday. According to the Daily Hampshire Gazette, an anonymous caller dialed a tip line to report Mr. Andrade, who is black, describing him as a gentleman, African-American, bald, and looking very agitated. The caller also reported Mr. Andrade's whereabouts and belongings. He was headed to the Whitmore Administration Building, the caller said, with a very large duffel bag hanging off of a strap, very heavy, hanging on the ground. Now, Andrade has worked at UMass for the past 14 years as a disability services case manager, typically exercises in the morning before heading to work. He was leaving the campus rec center. The bag in question was his gym bag.
You know, like millions of people do every day.
As a result of the, how would you know? As a result of the call, the police shut down the building, searched for Mr. Andrade. He returned from a bathroom break to find two plainclothes cops waiting to question him about what he did the night before, when he got to campus, whether he was upset walking into the building. He told the Gazette that the whole experience left him pretty shaken up. How can somebody just walk by me, not even speaking, and try to discern that I was agitated, he said. This is when it becomes dangerous, when people know how to push the buttons of law enforcement. Those were those strong key buzzwords. Agitated black man dragging heavy bag. The saddest and least surprising detail of the story, Mr. Andrade claims he has been profiled before, both as a student and as an employee of the university. Really. Boner candidate number 3, looking agitated while black.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, I didn't ever once pull down my pants. Man arrested for rubbing produce on his butt at a supermarket. He was spotted doing it with his pants pulled down, but he claims, I didn't pull my pants down. Boner candidate number 2, well, we were just trying to help bring people back to God. A couple of women busted for selling edible marijuana at a church function. And boner candidate number 3, looking agitated while black.
All right, let's go. This is round 1 of your boner voting. You've got to decide, of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and get that 50-50 chance of becoming boner of the day? If it wins here, it has to defeat the winner of round 2's boner voting. That will happen at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. Then we'll take the 2 winners, put them into the Boner Dome at 9:20 for boner fight. That's when you will decide boner of the day. So pick your contender for round 1 right now. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number. Put that number in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Easy. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. Or go to x96.com. And look for the box that says Boner Voting September 19 and vote there. All right. You've got 300 seconds. Let's go. This is round 1.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of 2 such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Today, we find Butch and Lehigh on Starbase 182 around lunchtime.
Hey, Lehigh, what's up? You haven't been yourself lately. You seem a little under the weather. Here, I replicated you some lunch. This should put you back on your feet. It's your favorite.
Oh, plomeek soup?
No, macaroni and cheese with little hot dog bits in it. Man, you are sick. I'm taking you to the sick bay.
Are you sure that would be the logical thing to do?
Huh? Come on!
Very interesting.
What What is it, Doc? What's wrong with Lehigh?
Elder Christiansen here is suffering from plateau.
Plateau? What on earth is that?
Not plateau, plateau.
Oh.
The blood fever. It's not of Earth, my dear Butch. It's a Vulcan disorder. Lehigh here is in the early stages of Ponfar.
But Doc, look at my companion. I mean, his ears aren't pointy. The blood sample you took from him was red, not green. He's not a Vulcan.
Have the two of you come in contact with any Vulcans recently?
Well, we met with that nice Ambassador Spock fella.
Was there anything unusual about this meeting?
No, we talked for a while. He mind melded with Lehigh and then sent us packing like everybody else.
Mind melded with a Vulcan? Oh, dear.
Well, he said it would be the fastest way for us to tell him about the gospel.
Now, what's this got to do with Lehigh losing his appetite and then resetting the environmental controls in our apartment up to Moab standard temperatures?
Ponfar is the Vulcan mating ritual. Unless the individual who's suffering from the blood fever gets to Vulcan in time, he will die.
I still don't understand how Lehigh contracted this blood fever thing anyway.
The Vulcan who did the mind meld must have transferred it into the Lehigh's mind during the meld. No matter how he contracted it, you must get to Vulcan within the next 72 hours or your companion will be dead.
Okay, Vulcan it is. Come on, Lehigh, we better get going.
But Vulcan isn't in our Tracton area. We're not supposed to go outside of this quadrant. You know the rules. Zone Leader Hansen would never approve of us making a personal visit to Vulcan.
Oh, to heck with Hansen. They can send us both home if they want to. I just want to make sure you go home breathing.
Will our elders get to Vulcan in time to save Lehigh? Will Zone Leader Hansen get them sent home for leaving the quadrant? Will Ambassador Spock apologize for giving Lehigh plateau? What is exactly in Plomeek soup anyway? Tune in next time to hear Butch say,
Hold on, Lehigh. Just a couple more hours and we'll be on Vulcan.
Butch, wouldn't it be more logical to reduce our speed to warp 6 in order to make the best possible speed while reducing the stress on the dilithium crystals?
Oh.
On the next mind-melding episode of Space Elders!
All right, let's see. It's 7:48. It's time to award round one of your boners.
And round one of the boner voting brought to you in part by a chicken Cobb salad.
Oh, you tweeted out a picture of your
I
salad.
did, at RFH Bill.
Looked to be a hearty salad.
It was a hearty salad with bacon and eggs and chicken and avocado and a dressing made with hot bacon fat. It was delicious.
And happy Wednesday. Celebrate with dinner and a show at Gracie's featuring the Nate Robinson Trio on the patio from 7 to 10, or you can watch football inside if that's your thing. Like Gracie's on Facebook for updates, adults only.
So boner candidate number one was, I didn't ever once pull down my pants. Man arrested for rubbing his butt on some produce at a supermarket in Manassas, Virginia.
Where is that?
Manassas.
Yes.
Virginia.
Okay.
He says he didn't pull down his pants, but a worker at the store said no. He pulled them down. Boner candidate number two, we were just trying to bring people back to the Lord. A duo busted for selling weed edibles at church. And boner candidate number three, looking agitated while black. A 14-year employee of the University of Massachusetts, UMass, arrested, or what the cops called on him because this is a black employee, arrested because somebody called and said, there's a black man in the building looking very agitated, and he has a heavy bag with him.
He must be up.
Well, then, yeah. Adam won the Gracie's gift card, and the winner, number three, overwhelmingly, looking agitated while black.
All right, that's your winner of round one's boner voting. That now goes forward to the Boner Dome and awaits the winner of round two. Okay. 8:20, we're going to do this again.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have three more candidates and a winner of that round. Then we'll take the two winners from each round.
Yeah.
And at 9:20, that's when Boner Fight happens. That's when Boner of the Day is decided.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Let's see. Oh, just another thing that I did on my trip.
Yeah, to Hawaii.
To Maui.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as I say, we stayed in a villa.
You've been saying that a lot, actually.
Yeah,
you've been emphasizing the villa.
Was this this was not a hotel?
No.
Was not an Airbnb?
No. It is a villa.
What?
It is adjacent to the Grand Wailea, just across the street. And subsequently, because it's sort of part of the property, we got to go over and use the Grand Wailea's facilities and all of that stuff. But it was a villa, and I say it's a villa because it was 3,200 square feet.
Why did you need 3,200 square feet?
There were two little girls running around.
They're very small
all the time,
girls.
but they're running around
But
all the
they're
time.
loud.
And they're loud. So that way, Sue and I could have the downstairs. They could be upstairs. That later proved to be a mistake.
I was going to say, you put the kids down. Always put the kids downstairs.
Yeah.
Well, there was less room downstairs, and so we thought it'd be better for them to be able to run around upstairs. But that did prove to be a mistake. Being awakened to the patter of not so little feet.
Yeah.
Because when they get stomping and running, the 2-year-old, oh God. Anyway. But the upstairs area had this deck, and it had a Wolf gas grill out on there. So we did some cooking out there. And there's a beautiful view of the ocean. I think I sent you a picture of it.
Yeah.
And then downstairs, in the bedroom that Sue and I were staying, in the master, it has a lanai, which is just a deck. It's a little deck.
Little deck.
It's a Hawaiian deck.
It's a Hawaiian deck. And somebody said, I think I saw a stray cat out there. I went, oh.
The villa comes with a cat?
Well, not intentionally, no.
It's a villa cat.
It was just a feral cat. And so I went down and I looked. I couldn't see it. But we had some dinner rolls. I thought, well, I'll just leave some out there.
Well, cats love rolls.
Yeah.
Parker House, particularly. Were they Parker House rolls?
No, they were those Hawaiian rolls.
Oh, yeah.
They're a little sweet.
A little sweet.
Yeah. Little Hawaiian sweetbread.
I thought, okay, I'll just put some out there, just to see what happens. And I went away, came back about an hour later, and I come back and I look, and there's this cat. And it's eating the rolls.
Putting butter on it.
It was just like, it was very happy. You could tell that it had not eaten in a while. I thought, oh, this is awesome. So I went and got another roll. I came back down, and I opened it up, and the cat's like, I was like, no, I got your rolls. So I'm throwing rolls pieces of roll at the cat, and he's jumping and eating them and jumping and eating them and not getting too close. You know, he's
Well, you
not
don't
sure.
trust you totally.
Yeah. So I went, oh, this is very cool. So it was later in the day. I thought I'd come down and check my cat roll experiment. And there were two.
Uh-oh, he
Two
told
cats?
a friend.
There were two.
Oh, Carrie.
And one was a little bit bigger than the original one.
He went and got his buddies.
Yeah. Hey, this guy's throwing rolls at.
Seen what happens with the pigeons in Italy?
So I threw him out some more rolls, and I got him some water. That was the thing that they wanted the most, was water.
Oh,
And so I then now felt I have to, because when they were drinking the water like this is the last water we're ever going to see, that's when it tugged at my heartstring. So then I got them water, and I got them some more rolls and some other stuff, and I was feeding them off the backyard. I could tell I would probably not make the owners of the villa too happy that I was doing it, but I didn't care. So then I went to bed that night, and I dreamed that I went out onto the deck there. And
the lanai. It's a lanai.
Lanai, the lanai. It's a villa, so it's a lanai.
Yeah.
And I dreamed that there were 6 cats, and there was like a whole bunch of different ones. And I woke up and I told Sue, and I said, I'm just worried about this. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. So I went out onto the lanai. There's the 2 and another one, a big black cat. I'm like, oh,
Carrie, now you've done it. Now the villa is the cat house.
It's the cat.
You're going to hear from the owner and go, do I have to put up a sign now? Please don't feed the feral cats.
So as we were packing up and leaving, we had a lot of leftovers, and so I put a lot of them out onto the lanai. So
I'm surprised that little Carrie didn't try to put one of them in his suitcase.
Oh, they were very feral. You could tell they weren't having anything to do with it. They haven't been around people.
I did when I was a little kid. I wanted a cat so much. I got one to follow me home. And lured
Did you
it
have a roll in your pocket?
Lured it into the garage, and then because I knew my grandmother would not stand for this, I put it in a bag, a duffel bag kind of thing. And I went in the house. I was discovered because I was so scratched up. And my mother, what happened to you?
I want a cat.
A cat.
Oh,
I had to go back out into the garage and let the cat out of
Billy
the
wanted a
duffel. I had to
cat.
let the cat out of the bag.
Billy. Crash eastbound 31st Street at 5th West in Ogden. Right shoulder affected there. Crash 84th West, 41st South in West Valley. There's that vehicle on fire, which is not on fire anymore, but it's eastbound I-80 at Jeremy Ranch off-ramp off to the right shoulder there. And crash eastbound 90th South I-15 Junction in Salt Lake. Looks like we've got some slowage northbound I-15 around the Draper area, but I haven't seen an accident in that area. If you see something, you can text it to us. 33986. PRA Health Sciences is seeking healthy men and women ages 18 years and older to participate in a clinical research study. Call PRA to find out if you qualify. 801-269-8200.
You know, you don't have to go to Hawaii to sit out on a lovely deck.
Exactly.
You can do it at Snowbird.
And I love that. The crisp mountain air, you order your room service coffee in the morning, and you sit out there and you have it on the deck.
Have a cool mountain getaway at Snowbird. You know, it's still going to be pretty hot down here in the valley. We'll go to Oktoberfest at Snowbird this weekend. The Oktoberfest celebration continues through October 21st, so make it a weekend escape with the getaway at Snowbird. $116 per person per night, and that will give you lodging, breakfast, and unlimited use of the summer activities. You know, the mountain coaster, the rectangle, that obstacle course.
Yeah,
thing.
I hurt myself on that, but your kids are going to love it.
The vertical drop and all of that kind of stuff, and the tram, of course.
Oh yeah.
Now, if you don't want to do the activities, you can do a little cheaper, a mountain getaway with packages starting as low as $77 per person per night, with lodging, breakfast at the forklift and the atrium. You can go to snowbird.com for more details. Remember, season passes are also on sale now for skiing. Snowbird has the longest ski season in Utah. You can find all of this and more by going to snowbird.com.
Here at X96, we're not going to pretend that we're the smartest people in the room. any given moments? Follow him on Twitter at RFHBill. Radio from Hell on X96.
See, to listen to that, what's Bill's thinking about, and then it's crickets, that means you're not thinking about anything. That's how I interpret that.
Oh, so that's kind of nasty, isn't it?
I don't think that's true.
Well, I don't care what that guy thinks.
This Saturday, X96 welcomes Beck.
Who?
Beck.
Beck.
Remember Beck?
A huge artist.
No, he's tiny.
Well, but
he's a little guy.
But he's a giant in the industry.
Yeah, we've had him at a Big Ass Show. Mm-hmm. A very famous appearance at the Big Ass Show, and his new album is actually really good. Carrie, we should probably do that for Potty Break. Up All Night, maybe.
Oh, please!
Or,
I love that song.
Anyway, this Saturday, September 22nd, tickets are on sale now at all SmithTix locations and SmithTix.com. You can listen all week for a keyword. Like right now, I'm going to give you one.
Really?
The keyword is Monday, Monday, Monday. Text that to 33986. I like, we probably don't have beer can in there anymore, do we?
I think we do, actually. We have quite a lot of Beck.
Oh, my goodness.
I like a Beck song is it called Black Tambourine?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I love that song.
So we should.
Remember this one?
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah. You got to pick the Potty Break song.
It might be this one.
I've got Up All Night in there right now.
But you know what? Up All Night we play all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That
Okay,
one, that one might be a good one
let's
right
switch.
there.
Mm-hmm.
There, I just switched.
Thank you.
Personally, I like Devil's Haircut. But Beer Can is a damn good song.
Anything from Midnight Vultures.
Yeah.
Everywhere I look, there's a dead end waiting. Temperatures dropping at the rotten oasis.
He's good.
That's Beck.
He's good.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to be demanding, asking for a Beck song. It's like that's a Bridezilla kind of thing. There's been all these Bridezilla stories.
What is that?
Lately. You don't know what a Bridezilla is?
I mean, I guess I do, but
They're horrible people.
Well, brides are allowed to make demands.
No. Brides are allowed to make demands.
Sure, it's their day.
Please use the original term, Bridejira. Please.
Well, okay, but just to go to that, it's not just their day.
Sure it is.
They're marrying somebody.
Yeah, I don't care. It is their day. It is the
bull.
It is for her.
No.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you.
Not.
It is my experience that it is not the bride that typically is the horrible person. It is one of the mothers that is the one that is making it terrible.
Well, there's no term for Motherzilla.
Yeah.
It's a Bridezilla.
So anyway.
I saw this story this morning, and it made me think of a bunch of other ones. This is a newlywed in Britain. She insisted on holding 5 different wedding ceremonies because she wanted a bunch of different kinds of weddings with 13 dresses that she would change in between.
Uh-huh.
And she had different bridesmaids at all of these, and they were required to wear different dresses at all these that they had to buy.
Wow.
And if you went to her wedding and you did not, so they're the bridesmaids, but then there was just the guests had a dress code. If you did not wear the thing that she wanted you to wear, you were not allowed to be in any of the pictures.
So did people do it?
Some did.
Why?
I don't know.
See, I don't.
And who is this person she married that thinks
somebody who loves her?
Why would you love somebody like that?
I don't know. Why would anybody love anybody like me?
Well, you're not demanding about your wedding.
No, I wasn't.
There's the bride that said no one can be skinnier than the bride. I can't have anybody in my wedding party that's thinner. I have to be the most beautiful and the skinniest. Also, there's the bride that wanted all of the bridesmaids to dye their hair the same color.
Wow.
So not just...
Well, that's
a commitment.
That's just an aesthetic thing, though. That's okay.
You're asking for a commitment there.
So it's social media driven. Like, that's the obvious thing here. Because everyone has to see the pictures that it was the perfect thing, and she's getting ideas in the case of the 13 one.
I have less concern about the women who demand this sort of thing than I do the people who say, "Okay, I'll do that." You know,
Yeah.
you know, you go ahead and demand all you want. The people who say, okay, those are the real fools.
But there's no mention in here of the person they're marrying or what they think about all.
Well, that's because they're not important.
And this woman, the woman in the one I read about today, the one that had the 13 dresses, and she said, girls dream about their wedding from the time it's the most important day of their life. What? And it's all about the party and the dress, and the last thing you think about is the person you're actually marrying.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, not yeah.
The whole wedding industry needs to be called into question. The entire industry. Right down to the institution of marriage. It all needs to be called into question.
Sure.
But where are your priorities? This is like, it's women that grow up thinking, someday I'm going to get a big party exactly the way I want. Has absolutely nothing to do with making a commitment to this person.
No, because whether or not the wedding is big or small or where it's at or what people are wearing has nothing to do with the commitment that you have with that person. It is a large party. And
so you're defending this?
Well, I don't.
In
a way, but I don't think that the wedding has anything to do with the marriage at all.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, you had certain things that you wanted to do. I want to get married on the beach, barefooted. There are lots of people who say, "What? That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous."
But you wanted to do it, and you did it in that way, but that didn't, if you had not done that, you would still love your husband just as much and be just as committed.
I don't know.
That has nothing to do with that.
I disagree. I think people that are more concerned about the party and what people are wearing and what they're not focused on the important thing.
I mean, you are just as exacting in your own way as these people were.
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't. I said, we're getting married in Hawaii. Anybody that wants to come, come. These are people that have these exacting...
I mean, like asking them all to dye their hair the same color.
That's not the same thing. At all.
Listen to me. The thing that's important is exchanging the commitment. That's it. Period.
That's what I'm saying.
That's it.
So
that's all that's important.
People that make a huge deal about the actual wedding part is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Dyeing your hair the same color.
I know it is. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
But I don't know that has anything to do with their marriage. It just has to do with how they have wanted this party
to do with
their
party.
Life.
They just wanted to have. These people just want to have a big party.
Then they should just have a big party and not make it be about their wedding. You can have a big wedding.
Well,
I'm not saying you can't do that.
Why didn't you just go to Hawaii and walk on the beach?
I did. I said, anybody that wants to come, come. I had zero requirement from anybody.
Well, one of the requirements is that you got married there.
Again, that's a far cry from everybody dyeing their hair the same color.
Yes, but it's still...
If it had just been me and my... If it had just been me and my husband there, that would have been fine with it. I had no requirement from anybody else. That is different. If I want to be on the beach, just me, that's one thing. This is requirements for everybody else.
Did you at any time say, I don't want anybody else to come? Please don't come. I would like this to be just a moment with me and my husband. To be.
No, but that's not a requirement.
Okay, all right.
Well, if they'd have done that, then they would have just eloped, not told anybody.
Yeah, because that would be the important thing.
Yeah.
That would be the important thing.
Apparently, Bill didn't get the big wedding he dreamed about as a little girl, and that's what I'm getting from
this.
What?
Yeah.
That is what I'm getting.
You've always said you have a little girl trapped inside of you.
No, I had a lovely wedding. I enjoyed my wedding quite a bit. But, I mean, it was a party.
There was an awful lot of specifics. You wore a kilt.
It was a big party. It was a party. It was a wonderful party. We had a wonderful party, and we got married at that party.
Yeah, but you didn't make me dye my hair a certain color to come to it, or tell me I couldn't be in a picture because I wasn't wearing the right dress.
See, Gina wanted to make this about these extreme weddings. Instead, you turned it into something else. You made it all about how her wedding was the same thing.
I'm just saying.
You know, because there are degrees.
I mean, no, there are degrees. I agree with that.
But we didn't get to the degrees because it was all about Hawaii.
I'm just saying, yes, those are way over the top.
But you couldn't let that go and let her get to the list. The list, the list. People love lists.
To it.
Oh, we're out of time.
Yeah, now we're done. Traffic.
Yeah.
Super slowage. Eastbound.
I know.
I don't know.
Somebody in the chat room says, I'm getting defensive. I'm not defensive about that. No, I'm not.
Slowage eastbound 21st South Freeway backed up for ages starting at Bangor. A friend of the program says on the text line 33986 is where they're doing that. Thank you. If you see anything, please put it there for us. Crash northbound US 89 at 63rd South in Ogden. Left lane is closed there. Crash southbound I-15 at milepost 313. This is just south of the I-215 junction in Davis County. Right shoulder affected there. Crash westbound I-215 8th East in Midvale. Right shoulder affected there. And looks like that's traffic. Why wait for a special occasion when you can celebrate at the Melting Pot every day? A night out with friends or family or that special someone, the Melting Pot, locally owned and operated.
All right.
Let's see. Boners round 2 coming up. Here are your candidates. Boner candidate number 1. I guess it's the paint that makes me do these things. Boner candidate number 2. Sorry, I'm just really competitive. And boner candidate number 3, shame on the unknown person. Shame.
All right, we got that. Round 2, boner voting, big boy news, opinnuendo, all coming up. Stand by for all of that. I noticed that the leaves are changing up on the mountain. That's how I know it's fall. Mm-hmm. For some people, it's the return of Mrs. Meyer's fall seasonal scents like apple cider or pumpkin. And that's why I want to talk to you about Grove. This is a great service. Grove has you covered for all your cleaning and organization needs as you head into fall. You find an amazing selection of natural household products. With you read the labels, you don't know what's in that stuff. Mrs. Meyer's, Method, 7th Generation, you know all that. And this year, Mrs. Meyer's has released a brand new seasonal scent for fall, pumpkin. It smells exactly how it looks, clean, simple, cozy. You're going to love this. When you place your first order of $20 from Grove, you'll get a free fall set in your choice of scents, apple cider, pumpkin, or mum. So if you've been thinking about trying Grove Collaborative like I have, this is your chance. When you sign up using our link, you'll get a free fall set, plus free shipping and a free 60-day VIP trial. Go to grove.co/x96 to get started. That's grove.co/x96, not grove.com. Grove.
Hi, I'm Todd Newcomb. I was born in Utah, and I grew up listening to alternative music in
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of 2 such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! We join our elders as they pursue leads given them by Zone Leader Hansen. This episode finds elders Christiansen and Jensen trying to catch up to a rather well-known starship.
Captain, scanners show 2 small one-man craft closing fast.
Captain, they're hailing us.
Analysis, Mr. Spock.
Readings coming in now, sir. 2 single-occupant warp-capable 10-speed bikes.
Spock, enough with the details. Who are they?
There is a 99.7% probability they are LDS missionaries.
Mr. Sulu, go to red alert. Evasive maneuvers. Arm photon torpedoes.
Aye, Captain.
No good, Captain. They're still closing in on us. Mr. Sulu, ready phasers.
Phasers ready, sir.
Damn it, Jim. Don't you think that Starfleet would disapprove of you blasting away at unarmed missionaries?
As much as I hate to agree with the so-called doctor, I believe his logic is sound on this matter.
Don't bite me, you pointy-eared half-breed.
Bones, that's enough. Report, Mr. Sulu.
While you and the others were bickering about our strategy, we were boarded by the missionaries.
Mr. Sulu, where are they now?
Turbo lift number 7 en route to the bridge.
Hi. My name is Elder Christiansen, and this is my companion, Elder Jensen. We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
We're here to ask you if you've ever heard of our church, and if so, would you like to know more?
Spock, what does the computer have on these Mormons?
Fascinating, Captain. Church founded in the 19th century, has grown steadily since, preach a belief system involving an eternal afterlife, and encourage their members to abstain from drugs, including caffeine, gambling, and sex outside of marriage.
Elder Christiansen, is this accurate?
Yep, the pointy-eared half-breed is fairly accurate.
No sex outside of marriage. My God, how barbaric. We wouldn't be able to fill an entire hour of TV time if I didn't stop to have sex with green, large-breasted women with blue hair every week.
It would cause some difficulties for the riders, Captain.
Spock, see if you can sneak around behind them and use the Vulcan nerve pinch on them.
Excuse me, elders, but you seem to have some lint on the shoulders of your dark suits. Let me be of assistance.
Quick, put them on their bikes and beam them into deep space.
Could this be the end of our elders? Would Starfleet really frown upon firing photon torpedoes at missionaries? Why was Dr. McCoy always hanging out on the bridge when he should have been in sickbay? Find out the answers to these and other questions on the next nerve-pinching episode of Space Elders!
Hell Show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right. What?
I have an update to a news story I'm following.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just waiting for the news.
Oh, okay, because we're going to start with the boners round two.
Oh, okay.
3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote. Of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst, which one deserves to go to boner fight, face off against the winner of round 1's voting that we did last hour, and possibly become boner of the day. So we'll get a winner of round 2, throw it in with the winner of round 1. Boner fight happens at 9:20. That's when you'll decide. So 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote, and one of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
I can't buy it, gotta win it. Radio from Hell boner t-shirt courtesy of Excel Automotive Repair. Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car check over before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Here's boner candidate number 1. I guess it's the paint that makes me do these things. I hope there's the mugshot at x96.com/live. A West Virginia man who police say beat his mother with a spatula after huffing paint, is facing a malicious wounding charge. Yes, there he is at x96.com/live.
Was he huffing silver paint?
Yep. That'd be my guess.
Looks like T.J. Miller.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, no, it's Glenn Allen Kasdorf.
Oh, Glenn.
The complaint says police responded to a complaint of a domestic incident with injuries and found Mr. Kasdorf in the front yard with a large amount of silver paint on his face and hands and a big steel bar in his hands. Police said his mother was inside the home with a head wound. Mr. Kasdorf was taken to the regional jail. That's all we know about it. He didn't hit her with the bar. He hit her with a spatula. I guess it's the paint that makes me do these things. Boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2. Sorry, I'm just really competitive. A Long Island gamer threatened to gun down an 11-year-old boy who beat him at a game of Fortnite.
Well, it's very important.
The sore loser, 45-year-old Michael Alaperti of Huntington, New York, allegedly sent the terrified kid texts and voice messages vowing to hunt him down at his home and shoot him. I'm going to find you with a gun and you are dead. I'm going to come to your house tonight and I'm going to F up your world. I'm going to effing F your world up. The unnamed boy from Kings Park told cops some of the menacing messages were sent via Xbox after he beat the grown man at the online survival shooter game. Alaperti's alleged threats echoed the deranged mindset of David Katz, the disgruntled gamer who opened fire at a Madden tournament in Florida last month. Mr. Alaperti was charged with aggravated harassment and acting in a manner to injure a child. Boner candidate number 2. I'm sorry, I'm just really competitive.
He's got a good mugshot, too.
Yeah, x96.com.
You're big scared.
I was just competitive. I wouldn't have shot him. I just trying to shake him a little. Boner candidate number 3 coming up in a moment. Shame on the unknown person. Shame.
All right. Big boy news and opinioendo now brought to you by.
This Thursday through Saturday, it's urban plein air in the blocks with live open-air painting from 25 artists. It's all free, including the public exhibition on September 21st. Get details at theblockslce.com.
Yeah, and then that public exhibition, you can see the results of it. So it happens out around the city, and then there's at Umoka.
Oh, okay.
Where they do the wrap-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan.
I have a follow-up to a news story that I've been following. Sorry about earlier. I forgot how the show goes.
It's fine.
I've never bothered to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the Alex Trebek beard watch story.
Oh,
I've been following very closely.
I thought he was straight.
And there was a change on last night's episode of Jeopardy. He's gone from the no beard to big beard, and then Richie has the picture there. Now he's got. Now he's doing. Is that a Van Dyke with the goatee and the mustache?
It's just a goatee.
Just a goatee.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then we can look up beard
Doesn't
names
matter.
later. Anyway, so I just wanted to bring that. How do you feel about that?
No, just have a beard. Now now it shows like he's just going to shave a little bit at a time, and then
that looks fine.
Have a beard, Alex Trebek.
I think he looks like a wizard. I don't like it.
Either be all beard or nothing.
Okay.
Is what I say.
All right. Well, I will keep following this story as long as I need to.
Thank you.
And bring you updates.
All right.
All right, he looks fine.
From our Alex Trebek beard desk.
During a red carpet interview for the Emmys, 14-year-old Stranger Things star Millie Bobby Brown says that she and Drake have gotten close.
Really?
That's a little creepy.
Since first meeting in Australia. We just texted each other the other day, and he was like, I miss you so much. And I was like, I miss you more.
Will you be my friend? Check this box.
She admitted that Drake helps her navigate the terrifying world of dating teen boys, but wouldn't reveal any details. You know, that stays in the text messages, she laughed. Despite Brown's affection for her 31-year-old BFF, some were kind of put off by their friendship, considering Drake's alleged girlfriend turned 18 just this year. Calling him a great friend and a great role model, Brown said. She plans to see Drake when he performs in Atlanta. He's just great. He's wonderful, and I love him. They're just friends, I guess. I hope, because that would be kind of creepy.
Yeah.
So some would call it a case of deja vu. What's unfolded this past week is terrible. This is my Orrin Hatch impression.
Okay. Yeah.
Is terrible. What I find the most ironic is that many have tried to turn this issue into a referendum on sexual harassment. Well, let me say this is not a referendum on sexual harassment. We all deplore it, said Hatch 27 years ago, after Anita Hill came forward accusing Clarence Thomas of sexual harassment during his confirmation hearing. The Salt Lake Tribune's Washington bureau chief, Thomas Burr, says Senator Hatch's response then is pretty similar to his response now, as allegations of sexual misconduct have come out against Brett Kavanaugh. The senator at the time said that Anita Hill's story was contrived and that he believed she was actually lying, that she making it up to stall the confirmation of Thomas. The senator said this week that he believes that the accuser, Dr. Ford, is mistaken. He thinks somebody is mixed up in how they're recounting the stories.
Because she has what to gain from doing that?
Christine Blasey Ford, a California research psychologist, claims that Brett Kavanaugh pinned her down and touched her inappropriately, tried to take off her clothes, tried to cover up her mouth, turned up music really loud so that nobody could hear them at a high school party when they were teenagers. Brett Kavanaugh has denied the allegations, and Senator Hatch seems to accept that. Senator Mike Lee has been a big defender of Brett Kavanaugh, but he's been a little more circumspect since people have learned who his alleged victim was since she came forward. Senator Lee says he looks forward to hearing more from Dr. Ford, and he also wants to learn more about Brett Kavanaugh's Sharpie.
So why do you use a Sharpie?
How do you use a Sharpie? That's
really cool.
That's a wonderful. You're great,
Sharpie.
As for Hatch's potential replacements, Mitt Romney says her accusation is serious. She deserves to be given a full, respectful opportunity to testify. And Jenny Wilson called the allegations credible, disturbing, and says the Senate should delay the vote until a thorough, public, and transparent investigation is complete.
I just would like somebody to explain to me what benefit is to a woman making up a story and coming forward like this.
Anita Hill, whose sex harassment allegations against Clarence Thomas nearly derailed his appointment to the U.S. court in 91, took a swipe at the Judiciary Committee yesterday as it grappled with these accusations. She said, "Today the public expects better from our government than we got in 91, when she was the person, when our representatives performed in ways that gave employers permission to mishandle workplace harassment complaints throughout the following decades. That the Judiciary Committee still lacks a protocol for vetting sexual harassment and assault claims that surfaced during a confirmation hearing suggests that the committee has learned little from the Thomas hearing, much less the more recent #MeToo movement." That's because they're still the same white guys, old white guys in there.
It really is.
They're the same guys. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they're literally, many of them, the same guys.
Yeah.
And those that aren't the same guys are the same guys, if you know what I mean. North and South Korea say they want to co-host the 2032 Summer Olympic Games.
Hmm?
Co-host.
Okay.
Co-host, yeah. President Trump says, that's very exciting. The Olympic Games have previously been to the Korean Peninsula, all in the south, though. The Winter Games were held there, of course, earlier this year in Pyeongchang, and the Summer Olympics in 1988 were in Seoul, South Korea. Tokyo will host the Games in the summer next year, followed by Paris in 2024 and Los Angeles in 2028.
So we're still doing the Olympics then?
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Pope Francis's favorability ratings, they rate the Pope just like they rate everybody else, has been falling. He's been facing the greatest crisis of his papacy over the global church's handling of clerical sexual abuse. He appears to be losing fans in America. A new Gallup poll has found the pontiff's favorability has been dropping sharply among Americans in recent weeks. The survey, published Tuesday, found 53% of Americans had a favorable view of Pope Francis in September. That was down a lot from 66% in August.
Well, I'm a big fan of his, but yes, I would like to see him.
Doesn't seem to be doing much. Yeah, overwhelmed by mounting murders, authorities in Mexico have resorted to storing about 100 rotting corpses in a container parked on the outskirts of a city. Enraging residents overcome by the powerful stench. The semi-trailer truck was first spotted last week in a suburb of Mexico's second largest city, Guadalajara, drawing the anger of the mayor, who said it was illegally parked. It then turned up in a field farther away from the city, where neighbors complained of the smell. This affects our kids. It smells horrible, and the longer it stays, it's going to stink even worse, said Patricia Jimenez. Jose Luis Tovar worried that children in the neighborhood would come across the corpse-filled trailer. It makes us all sick, he said. Following a recent wave of violence, local authorities said that they had nowhere to put the bodies. How about in the ground? Jeez. By Monday, the trailer was moved yet again. Laws in Mexico prevent the cremation of the bodies linked to violent crimes. The trailer was moved yet again to an industrial area near the state attorney general's office in Jalisco.
Yeah, maybe now they'll do something about it.
An official in the Jalisco state attorney general's office said the trailer was properly refrigerated and never abandoned. That's what they claimed. It's refrigerated and it's abandoned. Well, not so much apparently.
Sports weather traffic.
Sports. Kylie Jenner had cereal and milk for the first time last night. Never had it her whole life.
Ever?
She tweeted about it.
So like us, celebrities.
That's sports.
Especially those celebrities.
Yep.
Weather, it's mostly sunny, nice, 83 for a high. Traffic, we've got big delays for people moving on US 89 northbound from I-84 to South Weber. There's a crash. Northbound US 89 approaching Harrison Boulevard and South Ogden. The left lane's blocked, and there's debris scattered in the right lane. Traffic is using the right shoulder to get by that accident. Crash northbound I-15 at milepost 274 in Linden. Crash southbound I-15 just south of the I-215 junction in Davis County off to the right shoulder. That's traffic. On September 24th, the LA Kings host the Vancouver Canucks in the Salt Lake Shootout at Vivint Smart Home Arena, brought to you by Utah Sports Commission. Tickets are available at vivintarena.com.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. Shame on the unknown person. In every case, usually. Shelley Fitzgerald said her job at Indianapolis Roncalli High School is in limbo. She is a guidance counselor, and she told Ellen DeGeneres that her future is in limbo after officials at the Catholic high school where she works put her on paid administrative leave last month when they learned she is in a same-sex marriage. Shelley Fitzgerald dropped by the Ellen DeGeneres show on Monday, where she discussed being told by administrators at Roncalli High that her job of 15 years would be on the line if she chose not to dissolve her marriage.
Wow.
Fitzgerald and her wife Victoria have been married for 4 years, together for 22. They have a 12-year-old daughter, although she said most of her high school or her school colleagues know about her relationship. It never surfaced as an issue until an unknown person sent a copy of her marriage certificate to school administrators. She told DeGeneres that she decided to speak out only after officials released public statements about the status of her employment last month. They announced that I was on administrative paid leave and that I was banned from campus, which was obviously hurtful, she said. At that point, she said school officials released a statement explaining why she'd been placed on leave and put it all on their social media and sent out a release.
Who's the biddy? I want the biddy.
Unknown. Unknown. Boner candidate number 3. Shame on the unknown person.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. I guess it's the paint that makes me do these things. A man accused of huffing paint, and then he beat his mother with a spatula. Boner candidate number 2. Sorry, I'm just really competitive. A Fortnite gamer, an adult man, threatened to kill a kid who beat him at Fortnite. And boner candidate number 3, shame on the unknown person. Shame.
All right, let's go. This is round 2 of your boner voting. You've got to decide which of these 3 candidates is the worst and therefore most qualified to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it goes up against the winner of round 1. We'll take the winner of each round, both of them, throw them into Boner Dome. At 9:20 is when you'll decide boner of the day. All right, here we go. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number. Put that number in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Autumn is taking votes in the producer's booth. Or go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting September 19 and vote there. You've got about 4.5 minutes is all. So let's go. This is round 2.
X96 is Utah's original alternative with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding coming up right after Radio from Hell.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of 2 such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders. Our elders are tracting their way across the cosmos, looking for prospective converts, when suddenly they find themselves aboard the last surviving battlestar, Galactica, where our elders are introduced to Commander Adama.
Quiet, Muffy. They don't look like Cylons.
Welcome. I'm Commander Adama.
Hi, I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen. We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons. Say, you look like that guy from Bonanza.
I am in command of this fleet, and we are searching for the lost tribe of humans and a shining planet called Earth.
What a coincidence! We're from Earth. Would this lost tribe you're looking for just happen to go by the name of Nephites?
No, I don't think so. What can you tell us of Earth?
Well, everybody there is pretty much like us.
Hey, Lehigh, why don't you show them the Saturday's Warrior holographic disc that your mom sent you?
Look, Muffy. They have more teeth than you do.
And you say this pretty well represents Earth?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Colonel Ty, turn the fleet around and set course for Cylon.
Father, you can't be serious.
Son, if we have to choose between genocide and a life with those Saturday's Warrior people, I'll take my chances with the Cylons.
So, I guess this means that you won't be joining our church then.
Apollo, Starbuck, show these 2 to a launch bay, and make sure they take that holodisc with them.
Oh, Felger Carb.
Elder Jensen, what's your language?
Fleeing the Lex Diaz of Edo tyranny, the last battlestar, Galactica, sets off for a shining planet called Cylon. Join us next time to hear Elder Jensen say,
Hey, do you think that kid knows that his dog is really just a monkey in an orange dog suit?
On the next brain-numbing episode of Space Elders!
go coming up. But first, we need to award round 2 of the boner voting.
And round 2 of the boner voting is brought to you in part by some lemon drop cookies.
And Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Enjoy classic German beer, food, and music every Saturday and Sunday, including Labor Day through October 21st. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
Boner candidate number 1 was, I guess it's the paint that makes me do these things. It's a man who was huffing paint. There's a great mugshot of him. He's got silver paint all over his face. Then he huffs paint, and then he got in a fight with his mother and beat her with a spatula. Boner candidate number 2, sorry, I'm just really competitive. It's an older man, 45-year-old guy who got beat at Fortnite by a kid, and then he started threatening to kill the kid. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to find you. I'm going to get a gun. I'm going to kill you. And boner candidate number 3, shame on the unknown person. Shame. It's a school counselor who may be fired from her job at a school, Catholic high school, because she's in a same-sex marriage. She's been in a same-sex relationship for years. She's been at this school for quite a long time, 12 years. It's never been an issue, but some unknown person complained about it. Let's see. The winner was boner candidate number 3, shame on the unknown person. Shame.
Good choice. Now that one is the winner of round 2. It needs to defeat the winner of round 1 to become boner of the day. We'll throw them both into the boner fight at 9:20. That's when you will decide. So take it easy for a moment. You got work to do coming up. Things that must go, brought to you by
Haster Games has the best selection of the latest board games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons & Dragons, and more. It's a great place to stay and play. Remember, Haster has it, located at 6831 South State and online at hastergames.com.
Things that must go on the radio from Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you, things that really you can't stand anymore. You need to get them out of your life, so you send them to us. You send them to radiofromhell at x96.com. You put Musco on the subject line, and if we read them on the radio, well, maybe they'll go from your life. At the very least, it might make you feel better. Gina, why don't you begin?
Sure, this is from Hannah. Things that must go. HOA crones. They stare at me when I'm just driving to my apartment to park my car. They make no subtle movements. It's all with intent to scare me. They have a chair parked on their porch just to watch people all hours of the day and night. It's creepy and invasive. Stop it. Unto the trifecta of radio awesomeness, this is addressed.
Wow.
I've been thinking, and there are a few things I would like society to stop doing, and therefore must go. Stop making the main compliment for women be about what they look like. Compliment them on what they did or how they did it. Also, stop calling women sluts, whores, trollops, any other kind of name that makes them being sexual a bad thing. Women are allowed to like sex and be sexual people. Nobody goes around calling men names like these. And stop using genitalia as a pejorative. I don't need to tell you the words I'm thinking of. Genitalia.
Oh, you mean like calling somebody a dick? Is that what that
Yeah.
means?
No?
What?
This is Chris's list.
Okay,
So.
well.
Didn't think about that one.
Please do use my name. My name is Amber. I live in Elkridge. We got the notice that we must evacuate from the fire, so here are fire things that must go. Everyone who drove up to Elkridge to take pictures of the fire. I'm trying to get home to my family. I have to navigate through all the rubberneckers on the side of the road. This is very inconsiderate for families trying to get ready to take off. Watch the fire on the news. It will be there, I promise you. Number 2, my damn mother-in-law. I had my kids all calmed down and in a good mood while preparing stuff to go, and then she drives up in a panic like the world's ending. Suddenly the kids are crying and in a panic just the same. Seriously, go hug yourself. And while I'm at it, the fire can also go hug itself. Let's not forget about that. After this night, I'll need a double. Thanks for letting me listen. You guys are great.
Oh, thank you. Carrie?
Okay, I got a couple of my own. I'll just start out very simply. Being told from the airline, when you ask specifically, Does that seat recline? Because it's a red-eye flight. I want it to recline.
Sure.
And you're told, yes, the seat reclines. No, the seat does not recline. We were in the, emergency aisle seat.
Yeah.
So no reclining on our flight back. Just a minor little thing. When the sand gets really hot at the beach, and you're walking in your bare feet.
No one's going to feel bad at you about this.
You're walking, and you're trying to look cool, but then you have to start a little jog because
Yeah.
And then this one, waiters that write down the order for everyone at the table. They write it down, and then comes back and picks each thing up to see who belongs to what. Who had the Chardonnay? Who had,
You're writing things down.
You wrote them down. Yeah. Remember, you must have some sort of process. He was one of the worst waiters that we've ever had. I got stories to tell you about that.
Okay.
All right, this one from, let's see, this is Woody, another airline-related one. Things that must go. People at the airport who feel justified putting their backpacks or their carry-ons on the seats at the gate. Seating is limited. I don't want to sit next to you anymore, and you want to sit next to me, but come on. We got to sit down.
Make room.
Stray J. People who try to use fake money to scam convenience stores. They have ways to check money, and they double-check things when you try to scam them in other ways. Just stop. And then Daniel has this list.
Yeah?
And it's just...
What?
I mean, we've heard them before, but he gets very specific in his descriptions about the urinal.
Well,
and I'll be honest, I'm comfortable.
You're uncomfortable?
No, I'm comfortable myself. If this was not a radio show, I would read this to you and we would laugh. But because we are a federally regulated facility, I'm not allowed to say certain things. And so I'm afraid I'm getting too close to the line on this.
So maybe just say...
So, Daniel, I agree with all of your urinal stuff. All right?
How about just say, guys, don't be gross?
Guys, don't be gross at
How
the
about
urinal.
that?
There you go.
Okay.
Flush and be courteous. All right. Bill?
Oh, my turn?
Yes.
I was just puzzling what Gina would know about that. Let's see, this one from Use My Name, I Don't Care. Desmond. I've been living in a fairly nice apartment complex for a while in Salt Lake now. I even lived here before and came back, believe it or not. My wife and I have lost about 5 packages this week from whoever is doing the postal work around here. Last time it was because the postal individual decided to put the key to the parcel locker in the wrong mailbox. I happen to be somewhat of a collector of sorts, and that was a personal exchange I'm never going to get back. This is kind of vague, isn't it?
Yeah.
P.S. Whoever's walking around in my apartment complex with equipment you can't even identify, let alone utilize, just come to the door for Odin's sake. I don't know exactly.
I'm confused.
Sorry,
by all of
Desmond.
that.
Desmond, when you tell a story, remember, people don't know you.
Desmond, I hope that helps you. It meant nothing to most of us.
Yeah.
This one, good morning, Carrie, Bill, and Gina. Definitely you can use my name. Johnny B.
Hello, Johnny B.
As I really hope my first thing happens. Number 1, deadbeat moms.
What?
You hear so much about dads failing in the role of father, but not so much about the moms. Even minimal effort would suffice. Pick up the phone and call your girls. 2 months is a little much.
Yes.
Says Johnny B. Number 2, incompetent people. I got a fish sandwich at Burger King with no pickle. Now, of course, it came with pickles. Oh, so I think he ordered it with no pickles.
Hold the pickle.
Yeah, no pickles. Of course, it came with pickles. So they made me another one. Now, I appreciate the effort there, but I wish I understood the thought process behind it. Not only did they not put dill pickles on the sandwich, the reorder, but they actually picked out all of the sweet relish from the tartar sauce.
Well, they were being very thorough. You said no pickles.
Number 3, whatever the mystery malady is in my hands that makes everything impossibly difficult or painful. Imagine brushing the curly bedhead hair of a 5-year-old. That in itself is a feat. Now, removing the ability to effectively handle the brush. My daughter learns new word combinations every morning. It's got some mystery disease in his hands. He's hurt his hands.
That's
And the last one goes with number 3. Why on earth do they make things so hard to open? Cutting is usually out of the open or out of the options for various reasons. How do I accomplish this? I ask random people to open things for me. Excuse me, unknown gentleman, can you please open this mustard packet? Needless to say, I have had some odd looks. I just want my damn Fruity Pebbles without the frustration and embarrassment that comes with it.
Well, we all have a hard time opening those
listen,
bags.
Now, listen, you need to stop putting mustard on your Fruity Pebbles. That's part of the problem. I will forge the sign-offs as I inevitably screw it up. Thanks for always starting my day the way you do. And this final one from Adam, sadists that send you an email and then immediately call you to tell you about the email.
Give me a chance to read it.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, direct from the haunted house near you, he's the guy who chased you out at the end. He wears
I was scared.
He wears the hockey mask and threatens you with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
He is Chainsaw Guy.
Yeah. How are you? You're the little girl who wet her pants last time, aren't you?
You scare me every time, Chainsaw Guy.
Chainsaw Guy, it's good to see you. Of course, a lot of people know you as the guy who chases you out at the end of the haunted house with the chainsaw.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
And you've been very busy.
Yes, very busy. This is my big night.
But a lot of people don't know that Chainsaw Guy is also a very sensitive man, especially in the ways of love and relationships.
Thank you. And I am a licensed sex therapist.
Now, when
sex therapist?
When you are, when you're doing your sessions, do you wear the mask? Or do you take it off ever?
The mask never comes off. I do change the jumpsuit occasionally. You like the new one?
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, well, I thought it was time for a new set of overalls, and so I got the bright orange like a prison inmate.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
It adds to the menace.
Thank you.
All right, Chainsaw Guy, we have. I believe we indulge her every year. Chainsaw Guy, we have on the line. Tim, Tim is on the line, who's desperately in need of some of your love advice. Tim, go ahead and tell Chainsaw Guy exactly what's going on and ask your question when you're finished.
Sure, Chainsaw Guy. Well, my question is, I'm in a relationship with a girl named Aubrey right now, and everything's going swimmingly with her. She's great. The problem is with her mother. Her whole family is all LDS and very LDS, and I'm very not LDS.
Yes.
Her mother naturally has a problem with that.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to know, Chainsaw Guy, what should I do?
Well, Tim, I'll be going to say, and I don't think it is. What's going to say I don't think it is something. I had this and again, and then mother and daughter, that you take both of them out that you send over for her. A lot of nuts everything and a curry on top, and I take the person over, and it's and then I end up doing both.
So there you go, Tim.
Thank you very much.
I left out the part where Chainsaw Guy has his chainsaw with him. It's all a key.
It's a pulling.
Part of the. It's a pulling. Yes, it is a pulling. Catherine.
I'll get rid of a Huckleberry.
I don't blame you. Catherine, Chainsaw Guy is here. What is your question?
All right. I'm curious because I've been dating this guy
Yeah?
a couple weeks.
Are you bi-curious?
Are you bi-curious is what he's asking?
That's what I said. Are you bi-curious?
No. I'm just curious because he keeps on saying that he wants to just love me to pieces.
Oh.
And I just don't know if I should let him do that because it kind of creeps me out.
Well.
So, Chainsaw Guy, what should Catherine do?
Well, Catherine, all you do is, first of all, is to get a refrigerated truck, and then you do it in the thing. And then, the second piece by piece, all the way, and then get down, and then I kind of get a little bit, and then, just like him. And then he will put him. And then he can love more of you in more places.
There you go, Catherine. I hope that helped. Are we done, Gina?
One more.
I'm always up, although I'm very busy. I've got
He does have to go and sharpen the chainsaw blade.
Just one more.
All right.
What do you mean? It's not a chainsaw blade. It's a chain, you idiot.
Yeah. Brittany.
Hello.
Hi, Brittany.
Chainsaw Guy is here. What is your... tell us about your situation and then ask Chainsaw Guy what to do.
I have this friend that we've been friends for a long time, and I have a crush on him, and I just met his new girlfriend, and he wants me to honestly tell him what I think of her, and I can't stand her, and I want to tell him how I feel, but I just don't know. Chainsaw Man, what should I do?
Well, I know just Catherine, Brittany, whatever your name is, I think I know. And then go first. So you get a girlfriend, and then you go to heaven. You really have a partner. So what you need to do is tell about it here what you think about it. And then you go home, and then I think I'm not going to imagine. And then if you think I don't like it, and then you come on and then I think the color is end up in a three-way.
So there you go.
Thank you.
Brittany, thank you.
No, thank you.
Can I go now? I've got a lot of people to scare.
Yes, thank you very much.
Sure.
Chainsaw Guy.
Are they performing now?
All right, yes. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Chainsaw Guy. It's just amazing he makes time on Halloween.
Look at that. He's out the door. Look at that.
There he goes.
Here he goes. Orange jumpsuit, his pulling chainsaw. There he
Hockey
goes.
mask.
For another year, gone.
Glad he got rid of the Husqvarna.
Yeah.
It's not as scary as a pulling because they're higher pitched.
Yeah. I remember when he started, all he could afford was an eager beaver. Farting is far from just a human problem. Animals fart too.
Well, yes. If they have digestive systems, it'll happen.
As the Washington Post reported, there's a new hashtag making the rounds through the science Twitterverse. Hashtag does it fart, which, as you may have guessed, is here to answer any and all questions about which animals are capable of passing gas.
Well, I would say just
Not
about
all.
any.
No, not all.
Really?
Yeah,
It's part of digestion. If you digest.
Which animals cut the cheese?
Okay.
Well,
Okay, I don't know which ones do. I want to know the ones that don't.
tons do, of course. Bats, rats, all that.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger they are, the harder they fart.
Of course.
Bear farts are horrible.
Rats, zebras, bearded dragons are among the creatures that fart. Birds, on the other hand, do not seem to pass gas. Birds.
That actually kind of makes sense.
But they could, let's see, marine invertebrates.
So you should eat like a bird so you don't fart?
Oysters, mussels,
Well,
crabs.
how would they fart?
I don't know.
They don't have a bum.
Well, they eliminate waste.
She said in the most scientific way possible.
They eliminate waste. They take in nutrients and eliminate waste. The hashtag has a purpose beyond making scientists giggle at their own handiwork. The paper explained whether or not a given animal farts is apparently a question that zoo employees often receive from kids who come to the zoo.
Well, yeah.
They ask the questions.
Kids would ask that.
If a little scatological humor keeps kids interested in biology, well, everybody wins. And if the hashtag does it fart has you jonesing for more internet things at the intersection of animals and potty humor, there's always... no, I don't think I can say that one. It's about animals with the weirdest genitalia. Okay.
Now, here's someone who's saying that birds fart because they've heard their cockatiel fart. I don't think you have.
What have you
maybe
heard?
it's just making a fart
I think you've
sound.
heard it making a fart sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're mimicking you.
Probably
maybe?
imitating you
Yeah.
farting.
Yeah.
Beck.
Yeah, he's coming to town
Saturday.
at the Maverick Center, and that's going to be, man,
He's
what a
just
show.
good. Tickets are on sale at all Smith Tix locations, smithtix.com.
All right. And speaking of concerts, it's time for Corey's concert and community calendar.
Corey?
Hey, Corey. Hi,
Hey.
Corey.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Hey, good to see you. Great to see you guys.
Here he is, Corey O'Brien.
Yeah, you can catch me on the air 7 to midnight. I do Exposed at 8 o'clock. Thanks for listening.
You sound like Richie.
Corey called me.
Yeah.
He's not here, so I'm going to
Right.
step in and do it.
Okay.
It's brought to you by Live Nation and the show, of course, Beck, Saturday night, which I'll tell you more about in a minute.
Okay.
Tonight at the Gallivan Center, Gin Blossoms.
What?
Really?
That sneaked up on me.
It is the perfect event to invite your friend Jealousy to.
Hey there, Jealousy.
Even better, proceeds go to the American Cancer Society. There will be a silent auction, gourmet cuisine and bar, and tributes to those that we have lost to cancer. That's tonight at the Gallivan Center.
This is, you know, as many times as we played this song,
It's a good song.
it is a really good song.
Well, I got 3 in here.
What are the other ones?
4?
Can you do the name of the
Sure.
song, Jim
Sure.
Jim Blossom style?
Okay. So you know that one.
Well, it's Hey Jealousy.
All right.
Till I hear it from you? No.
Close.
You're getting there.
Found out about you.
There you go.
They all sound kind of the same.
That's Till I Hear It From You.
Till I hear it from you.
Till I hear it
And then there is
Follow You Down.
wow, very good.
Nice work. So that's tonight at the Gallivan Center. Tomorrow begins John Lovett's small little. He's going to be in residency for a couple days at Wise Guys.
In residency?
Yeah, I mean Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's residency.
John Lovett's like Saturday Night Live.
Like Saturday Night Live. He will be here on tomorrow's Radio from Hell show, live and in person, 7 a.m.
He doesn't need the money.
You don't know that.
You can ask
You
him
have
that
no
tomorrow.
idea what his money
I'm
situation
going to ask
is.
him if he needs the money.
Listen for Bill to ask him that tomorrow, 7 a.m.
He's got that wife, Morgan Fairchild, to take care of.
She's very expensive.
He's done very well for himself with his comedy club, hasn't he?
I don't know.
We'll find out.
WiseGuysComedy.com if you want to buy tickets for that. Friday night over at the Maverick Center, it's Culture Club, B-52s, and the Thompson Twins.
Really?
Yep. It's the Life Tour.
the end of life.
Stop.
Sorry.
The best
Shut
part is you get to say tin roof,
Rusted.
with everybody else.
Fred Schneider.
Yep,
Of course. Everybody.
We'll be there.
Man.
All the folks. Half the Animal at the loading dock. If
Couldn't
you've been
afford
listening,
the whole animal, right?
If you've been listening to X96 Exposed or Corey's IPO lately, then you know about this band. It's good stuff and worth going to. And Thriller. We're getting to that part of the season where Thriller will be up at Park City's Egyptian Theater. It's Odyssey Dance Theater.
So check that out. That's a tradition here at Kingsbury Hall, but doesn't come till the 5th of October down in Salt Lake. Saturday night, as we mentioned, back at the Maverick Center. Gina was going to quit, but then found out that she didn't have to because Queensryche is at the DeJoria Center on Saturday night.
Now, it's not Jeff Tate. I know you're upset.
Who?
The lead singer of Queensryche.
I wouldn't.
It's not.
I wouldn't know Jeff Tate.
Don't go thinking you're going to get Jeff Tate.
I wouldn't know
Jeff
Jeff Tate if he came up and bit me on the ass and said his name was Jeff Tate.
Who is this biting me?
It's Jeff Tate.
Who?
Sunday, it's Nitro Circus, the Nitro World Games out at the Utah Motor Sports Park. Now, in the past, it's been held up at Rice Eccles, but this year it's out west. It's going to be at the Utah Motor Sports Campus. It's everything's like your Nitro Rally Cross. It's the best, the FMX Best Trick. It's created by Nitro Circus and Action Sports. You can go out and see Travis Pastrana. He'll be there as they push limits of action sports competition. Also Sunday, Iron and Wine at the Capitol Theater. Beards, chords, and crying, says Corey. Things that will be overheard before the show. How long have you been into baking bread? It's never too hot for flannel. And yes, I actually read Infinite Jest. All respectable things. That's Corey's commentary on that particular thing. Also Sunday, the 5th annual Pooch Party at Campfire Lounge. You've drunk with your dog at home, but have you gone and done it in public? An opportunity for you to do this with raffles and prizes.
I thought that meant people with little tiny stomachs.
So that is Sunday, and then Monday at the Metro Music Hall. It's You God. If it's Wu-Tang related and happening in Utah, you're going to hear about it on Corey O'Brien's concert and event calendar. And then finally, Monday night at Urban Lounge, Slow Thrust or Sloth Rust. I'm not sure. It's spelled, it could be Sloth Rust or Slow Thrust. He says he loves this band because he's always playing them on the radio. They're straight out of Boston and right up your alley if you loved X96, anything before 1998.
Really?
Slow Thrust. SLO Thrust. So it's either Sloth Rust or Slow Thrust.
I think.
And that is Corey's community and concert calendar.
Text the word events to 33986. You'll get all of that. It's probably also going to be at x96.com.
It is. That is where I got it.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
I'm looking for Sloth Rust.
Apparently, they're heavy and full of lyrical grit.
Lyrical grit?
I'm lyrical grit.
I'm not feeling too well. I think I'm full of lyrical grit. This is Slow Thrust?
Or Sloth Rust.
I think it's probably Slow Thrust.
I like them already. They haven't done much, and I like them already.
This is Gritty. I'm not hearing any lyrical yet.
I do what I want. I say what I want.
Yeah, okay.
I wear what I want.
I like it.
Yep.
I'm walking away. You know I don't mind. I chill by myself. You know I'm flying high. I'm way up in the sky.
Yeah.
I vote yes.
I vote yes. I'll give him a chance.
Reminds me a little bit, for some reason, of Morphine. Remember that band?
Oh, yeah, a little bit. All right. Thank you very much, Corey. All right. We got Boner of the Day coming up. Boner Fight is on the way. And before that, a reasonable amount of news.
Well, okay.
Now, Park City Culinary Institute.
Yeah.
You want to change your job. You're sick of your job.
Yeah.
There was a text in here earlier from a guy who said, he said, are you guys hiring because I'm ready to walk off the job?
Why
there was
don't
a text
you
from a guy.
learn how to be a chef?
And I texted him back. I said, you don't want to work here. Learn how to be a chef. Open up your own restaurant or food truck or something like that. Train to cook and bake with master chefs. They have a chef that worked with Gordon Ramsay on Hell's Kitchen Nightmares. She was the kitchen manager, making all the food that you saw on TV. Another chef was just invited to cook for the James Beard Foundation in New York City, which is a big deal. Chef Jordan Miller, who is known for opening several award-winning restaurants on the East Coast. That's another one of the chefs there. It's just a great thing, and people are really getting into it, and not even just to change their career or start a food truck or something like that. People are going in just to get better cooking skills because they want to cook at home more. And you can do that too. They have a 1 to 3 month program with day classes or evenings, so you can attend after work, full or part-time. You can use the GI Bill to pay for cooking school. So to learn more or apply today, visit parksinfo.parkcityculinaryinstitute.com. Now, they're not in Park City. They're at 1484 South State Street. You can go down there and say hi to them as well. If you mention X96 when you enroll, you'll receive a free all-clad pot valued at $200.
X96 is the home of the 1 hour nonstop music wingding, and they happen 3 times per day. Listen at 10 a.m. right after Radio from Hell and 1 p.m. with John Smith. Then every afternoon at 4:30 with Todd Newcomb. on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
Andy really liked that.
Yeah.
I think he mostly liked the reaction from the audience. They didn't care for that joke.
No.
All right. Let's see. We've got 9:20 right now. Yes. We've got Boner Fight coming up here in about 6 minutes or so. So before that, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by
Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest is here. Enjoy classic German beer, food, and music every Saturday and Sunday, including Labor Day through October 21st. Get all of the details at snowbird.com.
Great. Sorry.
You want to? I can do it.
It's always in my head. You might as well just do that.
You like the great one?
Yeah.
Great.
It just that has to be there.
Two-parter.
So Willie Nelson has 3 words for Republicans who are angry over his support for Beto O'Rourke, who is the Democratic congressman from Texas who's running for Senate against that alien in a skin suit,
Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz.
I love him. I'd vote for him if I could. I'd move
Beto
to Texas
O'Rourke.
to vote for him.
Mm-hmm.
Willie Nelson's been campaigning for Beto O'Rourke, and so there's conservative backlash, and he was asked about it on The View, and Willie said, I don't care. I don't care.
I don't even give a care.
They're entitled to their... He's not a 13-year-old girl, Gina. He's an 85-year-old pot-smoking Texan. I don't care. They're entitled to their opinion. I'm entitled to mine. Nelson is performing a fundraiser for Beto O'Rourke, who's challenging Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz!
An alien in a skin suit. In a tighter than expected race. Not really, though.
I mean, Ted Cruz is probably still going to
not
win.
probably. Polls out today show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I kept hearing how close they were.
Yeah, that's what I bet. There was a poll out today that shows, there's...
Because it's still Texas.
It's Texas, and Ted Cruz is going to win.
Well, Ted Cruz told everyone that Beto O'Rourke would outlaw barbecue in Texas, and that was just the breaking point.
Nelson is performing the fundraiser. He says he's surprised by the backlash, though, because he's supported Democratic candidates his whole life.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't mind taking flack over it. I love flack.
I love flack.
We're not happy till they're not happy, he said. Nelson has a new album of Frank Sinatra tunes out called My Way, and he's performing this weekend at Farm Aid, the annual benefit for farmers that he started in 1985 with Neil Young and John Mellencamp. There was a little period of time there. It looked like Willie was not doing well, but
he's rallied.
He's
rallied.
Yeah, he has.
I heard the audio from that interview on the View, and he didn't sound as full throated as he used to. He sounded a little weak, but still good.
Yeah.
Now Steph says that according to a poll that she's seen, that Beto's up 2 points.
That's not what I heard this morning. That Beto was down and Ted Cruz was going to win. Asia Argento says she's made good on her threat, and she is in fact suing Rose McGowan, unless McGowan retracts a statement about Argento sleeping with an underage co-star. The 24-hour deadline given to retract your recent false statements about me has now passed, and I must inform you, and at Reign of Model, that I have instructed Michonne DeRea to seek substantial damages for deception, fraud, coercion, and libel. Argento tweeted on Tuesday. You will hear from them, I guess her law firm, shortly. On Monday, yes?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was looking up the Beto O'Rourke thing for you.
On Monday, Argento tweeted that it was with genuine regret that I am giving you 24 hours to retract and apologize for the horrendous lies you made against me in your statement of August 27th. She added, if you fail to address this libel, I will have no option other than to take immediate legal action. Haley Geffen, a spokesman for Michonne DeRea, told the Post in an email, we can confirm that we have been instructed on this matter. Messages left with McGowan's reps and law firm were not immediately returned. In her statement last month, Rose McGowan, who had become close pals with Argento after they had both accused Harvey Weinstein of sexual assault, urged her friend to be honest about having sex with actor Jimmy Bennett when he was just 17. Argento had been accused of paying Bennett $380,000 to keep him quiet about allegedly assaulting him in a California hotel 5 years ago.
And then Argento said that it was Anthony Bourdain that paid that money.
Paid the money to him, that she had not, that she hadn't had sex with the kid, that he was troubled, and Anthony Bourdain had said, let's just give him some money. He's a troubled kid. Maybe we give him some money. He'll,
But apparently there are some intimate photos.
Yeah, there's pictures of them in bed together.
Yeah.
So Beto O'Rourke leads incumbent Ted Cruz by 2 percentage points among likely voters. This is according to an online poll with
Ipsos
Reuters.
and Reuters, yeah.
And that's just as of this morning.
So that's what Steph said, too.
This said this is the first poll that puts him ahead of Cruz.
Okay, so maybe the one I heard was from yesterday or something, that Cruz was ahead.
I would love it if Cruz went down.
Well, it's interesting that it's even close. So.
Yeah, really.
But I think if you are anywhere around Ted Cruz, you've just got to be creeped out.
Ted Cruz.
He is just so weird. Evacuees from the Pole Creek and Bald Mountain fires are praising Nicole Booth here in Utah County, and her 1-acre farmland for opening up a space for dozens of farm animals and pets. I'm not a firefighter. I can't do anything like that, so I just want to help the community in any way possible. That was helping out loved ones that are four-legged, Booth told Fox 13 while giving a tour of her property. She said that right now there are 14 goats, 20 chickens, and 2 ducks that have been added to her own personal livestock. It's a great way to meet the community. Sometimes you can get ostracized out there on your own in my own little land plot, she said, but I'll consider these people my friends. Booth has always loved animals. Since she was a child, she's been obsessed with them. Welcoming animals of all kinds on her land has been a joy for her. It's not work. It's not putting me out. It just feels kind of good. I like it, she said. So the fires, the Pole Creek and Bald Mountain fires, are growing, and animals are being, pets and other farm animals are being displaced. And she says, as long as I can, if they need a place to go, they can come here. So people are bringing them their, livestock, some their small farm animals.
And they didn't get much sleep, but they had a lot of fun.
Oh, no. No, Gina. No.
Okay.
No. No.
You really want to do it? Go ahead.
No, Gina.
No, go ahead. Just do it.
No. I'm gonna no. We're gonna go into boner fight and forget that this happened.
No, there's a rope there. Let's just kick the bucket out from under her.
No.
Go ahead.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
Just when you were listing all the animals, that's what popped into my head.
Okay, here we go. It's Boner Fight, where the winner of round 1 goes against the winner of round 2. Round 1 held in the 7 o'clock hour. You may not have heard that. So that's why we kind of do this little review and have this fight in the 9 o'clock hour. The winner of Boners Round 1 bested 2 other candidates. It's called Looking Agitated While Black. A 14-year employee of the University of Massachusetts, Amherst, UMass. His name is Reg Andrade, or Andrade. An employee, a black man. He was at the gym at the UMass, leaving the gym on his way to his office. He was carrying a bag, which was his gym bag, but somebody said, there's an agitated black man walking through the halls, and he's got a big bag with him. And so the campus police shut down the building and stopped him, and he was just going to his, but because he was agitated looking and he was black, he got stopped. That's number 1. Going against the winner from round 2 in the 8 o'clock hour, and that's called Shame on the Unknown Person. Shame, a similar candidate in a way. Mm-hmm. A person, an unknown person, calling the administration of a Catholic high school in Indianapolis and saying, one of the teachers that works for you is gay and has married her longtime partner, and I'm sending you a copy of her marriage certificate. Now, this woman has worked at the school for 12 years or so. Nobody has said anything about that. Her coworkers know that she's in a same-sex relationship. Nobody has said anything, but the minute some unknown person complains about it, the school administration has now suspended her, and her job is in jeopardy.
All right.
That's number 2.
There you go. You've got to decide which one is the worst, which one is boner of the day. 1 or 2. Remember your candidate number. Put that number in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. You can call Autumn in the producer's booth. She will take your vote at 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight September 19 and vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It'll appear. You got 300 seconds. Let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
John Smith kicks off a 1-hour non-stop music wingding at the conclusion of Radio from Hell on X96.
Well, it is time for the kiss. Now, did we get enough kiss money?
Yes.
In the short amount of time?
He's lying.
Yes, we did.
How much did we get?
We got we had the $1,800 that was dropped off here. And then on the phones we had about $455.
Okay.
We said $2,000. That's $2,255.
And that was in a 10-minute time frame, really.
Richie has always wanted to kiss Gina.
So badly.
Always wanted to.
No. Oh, Craig's reaching into his wallet. I was hoping you would stop it.
And we need.
Here's Craig's going to give $2,000 to stop it.
And we need video of this.
Oh.
We need evidence. People will want to see this on our website. All right, have you got it, Dylan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Richie, why don't you?
Is there an embrace involved in this, or just?
No, what?
Well, there was over 2,000.
Okay.
I don't know, Craig.
He's taking his teeth out. Watch,
We'll let
see?
Craig decide. Is an embrace okay?
Yeah.
During the kiss? Because this is the guy who signs the check.
I'm doing this willingly, so I don't think it's sexual harassment.
So now I'm gonna.
Wow.
Do we need to pull him off?
Take the microphone up with you.
She's so creeped out she can't. She is so creeped out.
It's
she
for
can't
the
stand it.
homeless and to defeat FM 100. Oh, excuse me. It's to defeat FM 100 and for the homeless.
All right.
Yeah, you're going to want the microphone close for the noises.
Smacking noise.
You're not going to be any noise. Don't quit licking your lips.
Okay. Here we go.
Put your teeth in, Richie.
No, I said I would do it with the teeth out. Now, who's counting?
We all will. 1,001, like that, okay?
Yeah, we'll do it.
Ready?
Okay. Ready, set, go. They're not doing it yet.
So weird.
Okay.
This is really weird. I didn't think it was going to be. Okay.
Let's go. Let's see. Okay. 1,001. 1,000. Wait a minute, I lost count. 1,
3.
Yay.
For the homeless. Yay. It's for the homeless.
Yeah, we should have had mistletoe. Was it a big disappointment, Richie?
Richie, was it worth it?
No,
Was it everything you
but Gina wants more.
Was it everything you hoped?
That was more than 3 seconds.
That was. She kissed back, guys.
Did she?
Did she?
She kissed back.
Yeah, was it better for me or was it better for you, Gina?
It sounds like it was better for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Craig Hansen, the president of our company, now wants to see me in his office later this afternoon.
Oh,
again?
Maybe he's
another
got
2,000.
Maybe he's got 2,000 he wants to spend. Yeah.
Well,
He saw what a good kisser you were. He wants lessons.
I'm glad. Did you just wipe my kiss off?
That was really weird. I didn't think it was going to be that weird until you were right
Okay,
in my face.
So this is my question. You're constantly flirting with Gina.
Soft lips. Is that your question?
No, I'm just wondering if this has changed your desires or intensified them.
We're done.
You're
We're
done?
That's it?
We fulfilled it. Well, what else are we going to do, Gina?
There's nowhere to go from here.
You know, all I know is that I have a really sick feeling in the pit of my stomach that I didn't have about 5 minutes ago. So
It's done.
That was good. Did it for charity.
Okay.
from Hell with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96.
All right, let's award Boner of the Day.
And Boner of the Day is brought to you by a delicious
totally,
totally
all the way.
By a delicious chicken Cobb salad. So we had Boner candidate number 1, looking agitated while black. Yeah, cops got called on a guy who worked at the University of Massachusetts. He was just walking to his office. He was on his way, hurried, preoccupied. A black man had a big bag with him. He'd just been at the gym. But somebody said, there's an agitated black man in the halls of the university. And they shut down the... And they questioned him, and,
Nothing.
No. And Boner candidate number 2, shame on the unknown person. Shame. A school counselor in Indianapolis may be fired for her same-sex marriage. She's been at that same school for 12 years or so, but somebody sent school administrators, an anonymous somebody sent school administrators a copy of her marriage certificate. She married her same-sex partner. They'd been together for 12 years, married for 4. Somebody sent school administrators a copy of the marriage certificate, and now she's suspended and may be fired. And the winner, number 2, shame on the unknown person. Shame.
That is Boner of the Day for September 19. It is now qualified to be Boner of the Week. That'll happen on Friday at about this time.
So we were talking earlier about events that are coming up around Salt Lake and around the area. And one of those events was Odyssey Dance Theater. They're opening up, starting their shows up in Park City at the Egyptian Theater I think it was on October 5th. And we all thought, I bet we'll be seeing Daryl Yeager, the founder of Odyssey Dance Theater, sometime soon, because and little did we know we were going to be seeing him today.
Well, he heard the call and he rushed down here.
I just felt the vibe.
Yeah. It was just kind of an odd coincidence that you showed up today, because it went through my mind. I bet we'll see him sometime. Yeah. There he is.
There he is.
Daryl Yeager, Odyssey Dance Theater. The shows start for the Halloween season on
September 21st, this weekend at Park City.
Oh, September, and they start here in town on
October 5th at Kingsbury Hall.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Odyssey Dance, the Thriller shows, Halloween tradition. How are there change? Well, first of all, describe to people who may never have heard of them, have never been, what this is.
First of all, if you've never been, shame on you. But if but it's actually a series of vignettes of all your favorite Halloween characters. I mean, the show starts off with Thriller. But the show's not about Michael Jackson,
No.
Michael just decided that eventually that zombies have to dance.
Yeah.
Right. And so that starts off the show. Then we have Curse of the Mummy. We have tap dancing skeletons. We have Frankenstein dancing with the Bride of Frankenstein. You've got
cool.
Jason Jam, where you've got 3 Jasons who are dancing with ice picks and machetes, and eventually chainsaws. And one of the Jasons didn't quite graduate from Jason school. And so and it's just one of the things that I think people love about the show is there's just a lot of humor.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a sick Halloween humor, but it's a lot of humor.
But I'll say there were a couple dances last year. There's some scary stuff. Like
there's a few
you wouldn't
scary
think
pieces.
a dance performance would be scary. There are a couple things that I was like, oh.
In the company up in Park City, we're actually doing a piece called The Grudge. That.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a scary little piece. Yes. So we usually say kids 8 and above for the show.
Not too young. They might. They really might be a little.
Because we also
scared.
have zombies kind of roaming around in the hallways and in the aisles and stuff like that.
I took my daughter last year. She loved it.
Oh, awesome.
Absolutely loved it.
Awesome. And it's just, I think that the people really love the humor in the show, and I think that's why they come back year after year to really anticipate it and enjoy it and get in the Halloween mood.
It's it's so Odyssey Dance Theater. Dance. Oh, we're gonna go to a dance show. Dance show. It's
Actually, if you haven't been to a dance performance, maybe ever, this is a great one to be your first one.
To introduce you to it.
You will be thoroughly entertained.
I mean, the comment we get all the time from guys who get drugged to dance things, is like, I don't like dance. But that was cool.
Yeah.
I like that. You know what I mean? And so you don't have to throw away your man card. You can come in, bring your date or your spouse or your family, and you'll actually wind up enjoying it too. And to me, that's a really, really cool benefit.
It's very athletic. It's entertaining. There's It's scary. And what's new this year?
Well, we have like Jack and Sally. We have a piece with Jack and Sally from the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got those characters in. We have a new piece we're putting together called The Dementor's Kiss. The Dementors from
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, and then we've got some amazing flying acts in the show and stuff like that. Cool. Did you see the flying acts that were there at Kingsbury? Yeah. There's some amazing stuff that they do. It's very Cirque du Soleil-ish in that context.
I haven't been for a couple of 3 years or so I'll have to come this year.
Yeah, it's really cool. You'll see a lot of interesting and new things.
So when people want to get tickets to the either the Park City shows or to the when you come down to Salt Lake, how do they do it?
If you go to odysseydance.com, you can get all the information there, all the different venues. We're also going to Provo. We're going to Ogden. We're going to Price this year. If you can believe that.
It's a road show.
I know. And then we're going down to Tuacahn down in St. George.
Oh, that's great.
Very cool.
So odysseydance.com.
odysseydance.com. That's it.
And we might be giving away tickets somewhere along the line as well.
That sounds
right.
great.
All right, thanks, Daryl.
You bet.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Always good to see you every year. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back. First, got to tell you about HasterGames.com. It's their website, but you should really go down to see them at 6831 South State Street. If you're a gamer, you like Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, Pokemon, things like that. They got some new stuff going on. New lines of metal dice to go with your gemstone dice. They have a great weight to them, nice, heavy. Also, die-hard dice and gravity dice. They carry more dice than anybody, and these have been selling very well. They're very popular. Guilds of Ravnica. I know I'm mauling that.
Yeah, but you go to Haster and they'll help explain.
Yeah, what is it? Guilds of Ravnica. Great new set for Magic the Gathering. Comes out October 5th. For Dungeons and Dragons, Waterdeep Dungeon Heist 2, weeks early, for sale. Go see this wonderful campaign for Dungeons and Dragons. Haster recently added more display cases and sound system and more shelving for their huge game library. Yes, you can play games for free at Haster. And computer kiosks to help you pursue their inventory and order cards and all of that. Stop by, see all the newness at Haster Games. Not only do they carry the best selection of all the latest board games and Magic products, they will buy your pre-owned board games and Magic products. 6831 South State. They're open 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday, noon to 5 on Sunday. It's a great place to stay and play.
X96, I'm Corey O'Brien. Join me tonight starting at 7 o'clock. I've got tickets to give away this evening to go see Crucial Fest 8 next weekend at the Utah State Fair Park. That's
About the circus performers.
What are they going to do? Maybe they'll all be DJs in LA.
I heard the Feld Entertainment family say, we're closing down the circus, 446 years, and we have 400 employees, and we are going to do our best to find jobs for them. And then they went on to say, there is some difficulty finding jobs for people who have been living on a train most of their lives, like
their families,
like a train.
Yeah.
A train that travels around the country. Yeah. They live on a train. They're circus performers. This is the life they know. There's going to be some difficulty of job placement for them. So I don't know. I think maybe we should start some sort of program. If you can take in a circus performer,
won't you put refugee circus performer?
I don't want new circus people living next door to me.
No, now think about it. How handy it might be to have a circus performer of some sort living with you.
They could climb on your roof pretty easily.
Yeah,
I bet.
if you
clean
know,
out your gutters, I bet they could do that.
I'll bet they'd be very handy around the house. Circus performers would be they know how to do all kinds of things. They would know how to go next door and scam your neighbors out of stuff.
I don't trust them.
Yeah, they would know how to. I mean, they just if there are any, for instance, if you have neighborhood chickens, I'll bet they can steal chickens. Circus performers can do all
performers
kinds.
can steal chickens?
I think they know how to steal chickens. I think they know the best houses to get free meals. I think they know all kinds of stuff.
Well, I'm glad you've been worried about this.
I'm worried about them.
And I want to find a solution.
Where are they going to? But I did think about that. I mean, these people really have been. The Feld was one of the women, one of the daughters of the Feld family said, "We're going to try and job place, but some of these people have been living on the circus train most of their lives.
Maybe they can be engineers,
porters, waiters. I don't know." Conductors, brakemen. It's just weird.
Not near me. Don't trust them.
Nope.
Radio from Hell with Gary Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
All right, 9:51.
Well, what time is it?
9:51.
9:51. Can we just end it here?
No.
No, we still have.
We're on.
We're
on the clock.
Yeah, but
still.
I mean, what is the requirement that says
we're on
we
till
have
10?
But why? I mean,
but why?
That's just convention. That's just because
I'm pretty sure our contract says 6 to 10 a.m.
But I mean, that's just kind of the way we've always done it.
You signed a piece of paper that says
really?
You'll be here doing a show Monday through Friday, 6 to 10 a.m.
Well, but there have been a lot of times that we've gone over.
Yeah.
You think it's total minutes?
Yeah, maybe. We went back and added it all up.
Well, we certainly need to maybe re-examine this.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah.
But for now.
All right. Okay, you talked me into it.
For me, you know what I want. I want us to be 3 to 7.
We can't. I've got soccer.
In the afternoon.
I've got dance. I've got guitar.
No, you don't.
I've got.
You don't have any of that stuff. Your children do.
Well, my kids do.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have Todd here in the morning playing music.
That'd be
Because,
great,
you know,
wouldn't
people are always complaining that we don't play music. So then they get their music.
An afternoon show. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Afternoon show. And they, yeah.
It's not going to work for me.
No, Radio from Hell with Carrie and Bill then.
That'll never work.
You know. Be all right. What time you getting up today, Carrie? Noon? Yeah,
Yep.
maybe.
Oh, I would too.
Could you sleep till noon?
I
every
would
day?
sleep until 10. I would
Your
sleep
dogs
until
wouldn't
10.
let you, though, really?
Well, they would.
They would stay.
Oh, yeah. They would sleep.
My natural rhythm is to go to bed at midnight or 1 o'clock and get up around 11.
To this day, even after all the hundreds of thousands of years that we've done this, to this day, that is still how my body feels like it needs to be.
Yeah. Yep.
This getting up early thing is just,
Again? We're doing this again?
I mean,
why are you doing this to me?
I do it, reflexively. I do it almost without. I wake up almost without my alarm clock most times.
Yeah, I do too.
You know, it's just. I mean, I have it, and sometimes it goes off, but I wake up as it goes off or before.
You mean at 3 or
Yeah.
when you're sleeping in? Because see, I still need the alarm.
Yeah, no, at 3, and then on the weekends I don't sleep in very much. I mean, I do sleep in, but not much.
No, I wake up. The annoying wake up is when you wake up about 20 minutes before you're supposed to get up. That's the annoying one because it's like, I'm just going to sit here and worry. I'm not going to fall back asleep. But when you roll over and look at the clock and it's like an hour or more, that's the best feeling. Like, I don't have to get up for
Now
an hour.
This is the worst. But this has happened to me several times in the last couple of weeks. You wake up, it's 3 hours before I have to get up. And then you wake up again and go, it's 2 hours.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
And then you wake up and it's and then you wake up, it's a half an hour. And then when it's a half an hour, I say, I'm just getting up now.
Yeah, that's no good.
No, it's terrible. I've had restless sleep for the last couple of weeks for whatever. I have no idea why.
Can you take a nap? I love a nap.
No, but I can. But I can't take a nap. But I can be reading a book and fall asleep. Or I was working on something on the computer. My wife was sitting at the other desk, and she said, "You're asleep." I was
At
sitting
the desk?
sitting at the other computer, going asleep. Yeah, you're asleep, huh? Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. I am. You're right. Yeah.
Now here's Dave says. Oh, Cement Dave says, set the studio clocks faster so that you can leave 15 minutes early.
It's bar time.
But then we have
bar
to get
time. When I used to work in the bars, because closing time is at like 1 in the morning. Well, you always have the clocks be like 20 minutes faster in the bar. You know, it's sorry.
The problem
closing
is
time.
is that all the other clocks in the world are not set that way. Otherwise, that would work. That would work if I was in an office or something, but not in a situation like this.
Look, we can turn things over to this guy now.
No, you've forgotten who I am.
This guy just off the street here.
You can fly this shit. Now, we never show the handoff. Have you ever seen, like, when someone's flying a plane and they're like, and you have to go 1, 2, 3.
We have to give this guy the nuclear football.
Can we start leaving the cameras on for an extra, 2 minutes?
Because it's the transition is delicate. You have to time it just right, or we can crash.
Carrie has to take the briefcase with the chain from around his wrist.
I'm back to her airplane analogy. What ancient plane are you talking about?
Keep your hand on the stick.
Where it's like, okay, you got this. You go. You know, I mean, even in the 70s, it was.
Okay. Well,
Gina,
you know what I mean.
Gina takes a hold of the stick in the cockpit. She's wearing her leather flying helmet.
Get the goggles.
All right, Amelia Earhart. Okay,
too soon.
Let's do the promo and get out of here.
On Thursday's Radio from Hell show
at 7 a.m., John Lovitz will be on the show.
Acting brilliant. Right, go.
You know, that guy.
Yeah.
John Lovitz from Saturday Night Live, live in the studio at 7 a.m.
On Thursday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
All right.
Now you can go, Bill.
Yep.
Go where?
You can leave the show now.
Yeah,
I got no place to go.
What do you
or
got?
you can stay.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Well, I would hang out here, but I don't know who's next.
I'm next. Bill. John Smith.
What have you got?
I have Beck tickets.
Oh, that's
and
good.
I have Fallout Boy tickets.
Well, this would be a chance for me to get to know you, I guess.
So many good shows.
Worked here for 5 years.
Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
We didn't get much sleep, but we had a lot of fun.
No.
No.
John Smith is next.
Please keep listening.
Kicking off nothing but great tunes for 60 minutes. A 1 hour nonstop music wingding is on X96.